KSL Sports presentation. Game Night Live kicks off now. Sponsored by UCCU.
Welcome to Rice-Eccles Stadium, an overcast day as these two teams prepare to take the turf. It is the 5A state semifinals, a matchup between the Timpview Thunderbirds, the defending 5A state champs, and the Roy Royals, co-champs of Region 5. Good afternoon, evening, morning, whenever you're watching this. Jeremiah Jensen, Stevenson, Sylvester with you. And Sly, this is a great game. We've actually talked about this matchup potentially and how much we'd look forward to it because Timpview's the defending champs, loaded with talent. Roy is loaded with talent. Every time we show highlights of Roy, they do something spectacular. This is going to be a great football game.
Yeah, I'm excited. The game we covered earlier this season of Roy, I'm just like, these guys got talent. Yep. And it's across the board, from the running back to the receivers to the quarterback. They make plays all over the place, and they're tough on defense, which is exactly would be a great matchup for Timpview, who is a juggernaut. They've beat multiple 6A teams this year, and Timpview just looks primed and ready to repeat on the state championship level. So I'm excited for this matchup.
Yeah, Roy is the underdog, but not by much.
Yes.
Timpview's been playing with a chip on their shoulder for some reason. Let's go down to Mariluz Cook. She's in the north end zone. Host and sideline reporter for the San Diego Padres. For some reason, she's here with us today.
Because I just love working with you guys so much. This is the best. So happy to be here. Now, you did mention that Timpview is going to be playing with a bit of a chip on their shoulder. When I had a conversation with a member of their coaching staff earlier today, I said, do you feel like there has been a target on your back this season? And he said, no, on the contrary. They had 2 early losses this season to Lone Peak and Centennial, and they feel that because of that, they've been able to go under the radar. They feel like the attention has been on other teams and that they really haven't had that on them. And so as a result, they said, you know, we prefer it this way. And they do feel like they have a chip on their shoulder, so they'll be playing that way today. Back to you guys.
Mariluz, thank you. We'll pause here as the national anthem is played here at Rice-Eccles Stadium. Well done. A great way to kick things off here at Rice-Eccles Stadium for the 4A state semifinals. The Timpview Thunderbirds have taken the field. The Roy Royals are about to. You can see Timpview down in the corner of the end zone right now. They're leading a chant, getting ready to take the field, trying to defend their title. A win today and they'll get a chance next Thursday. Timpview 8-2 on the season. As Mariluz mentioned, the loss to Lone Peak, no shame there, and of course an out-of-state team.
Finals.
But in 5A, they have been as dominant as they have been. And now the Roy Royals step out on the turf of Rice-Eccles Stadium. They missed out last year. They were upset in the quarterfinals by Alta. That painful loss last year was a big driver during the offseason to work even harder for a chance to come back here and finish what they started. And now Timpview stands in their way. Here come the Royals.
Yeah, they look ready. This is going to be exciting. As we said, we've been talking about this for weeks, you know, especially after we covered Roy earlier this season, and we're just like, them matching up with Timpview is going to be actually awesome.
Yeah.
And even then, so this whole week, looking at the matchups, this is the game that I've been excited about. From 6A to 5A to 4A, this matchup right here, they're so evenly matched to me. Very exciting. Got guys that go on both sides of the football. They'll be on the field the entire time. This will be awesome. Timpview, we understand. The way that they moved this season and beat the teams that they beat, the way that they did it, it felt easy at times. And they were just smooth in operation, and they're well coached. So now I think when they match up against a very evenly matched team here, you know, it'll be interesting to see all the things that they weren't getting during the season if they're prepared for this matchup. If the game's close, you know, it's a difference. If you haven't been through that, right, during the season, you don't know what that experience is like. Like BYU, they've had tons and tons of close games this year. So if they get into a close game, they know how to handle it. That's what I'm excited to see from Timpview here today.
Luke Thornock will send the ball into the air, and we are underway in the 5A semifinals. We got a return. That lane closed up quickly. Akili Eleneki with the return. And we get our first look at the Roy offense. Drew Gardner, the senior, his second year as a starter for the Royals, will lead this team out to the 20-yard line, specifically the 23. They're going to mark him at the 23-yard line. That's where the Royals will start this opening drive. Keep an eye on Robert Young, number 5, their star playmaker. Now he's in the backfield. And he's going to get the first carry, and then they're going to go reverse. Zay Morris. Right out of the gate, they go with the reverse.
Zay Morris, another one of these dynamic skill players they have on this team. What I love is they spread the ball out. You know, I think Seller's going to get the majority of the loads. We'll say his name a lot today, but they spread the ball out between Robert Young, Froker, Zay Morris here, and even Drew Gardner uses his legs a lot. This is a very talented offense.
A lot of weapons. Young in motion. And that'll go with Young next. That hole closes up. He goes back, and he goes backwards. Tackle for loss by Timpview. They weren't fooled. Say Lessa was there first.
Yeah, my offensive coordinator skills, like I always have trouble. If I see a fast defense, I don't like outside plays, the sweep plays where you have to go horizontal in order to go up. When you got fast defenses, they can get horizontal just as fast as you can.
Gardner will pass. Nothing there. Now he goes the other way. Young's on the other side of the field. No, that's caught by Sella. That's Logan Sella. Well, he has the bulk of the carries at running back, but his first touch today is a pass.
Well, this is awesome by Drew Gardner reading, because he comes back to the field, but what's supposed to happen is the guy in the middle is supposed to come open, but Timpview did a great job of staying home and had it covered, so he comes all the way back to the backside and finds Sella wide open, Sella making the first guy miss, and then get upfield. It's absolutely awesome. And yeah, his first touch was a reception, so that's interesting. We're going to see him run the ball here.
Gardner throws quick, catch is made, pushed out of bounds, but Roy crosses midfield.
Yeah, the first series is very interesting. You know, they're trying to feel each other out. You see they haven't tried any runs up the middle. You know, the game we covered against Woods Cross earlier, Sella was running up the middle like crazy. And you're just not going to get that in this game because they understand the interior of for Timpview is nothing to mess with.
No disrespect to Woods Cross.
No disrespect.
Timpview's got some bodies up front that are unmatched in the rest of 5A in the state.
Correct.
There's not going to be a lot there. Roy definitely attacking the edge here to begin. In motion, Gardner steps up in the pocket, avoids the rush, and throws out of bounds.
He just runs there. He gets 3-4 yards right there, makes it 3rd down and 4 instead of 2nd and 8.
As a coach, you like the decision-making there, stepping up in the pocket, getting rid of it. But then there was some yards to be had.
There was yards to be had, right? In games like this, it's going to be extremely tight. Every yard is going to matter. But at the end of the day, he didn't take a sack. He wasn't in a position to create a turnover there. He made a good decision. It's a safe decision, but you know, we're overcritical. We're up here in the booth so we can be overcritical.
It's 3rd and 8 from the 49 of Timpview. Gardner throws quickly, catch is made.
Great defense.
Well short of the sticks.
And this is exactly what you want to do. You want to tackle the catch. Now, this is great. They get in position here where it's either or. You know, you could go for it or not. And early in the football game, when Timpview doesn't know much about Roy, you can go for it, right? And so there's a lot of different things that Roy could throw in the mix. This is your special play right here. You're at your plus 45 here. This is when you try some crazy things. And it's 4th down. Timpview does not have an idea of what could possibly be played here.
Braxton Wilkerson had to stop. They go for it. Direct snap. Logan Sella's got the 1st down. Perfect. Well executed by Roy.
Yeah, you had no idea that was coming. Right, I would have had Drew Gardner walk a little bit more away from the area, but that worked. That was exactly what you need. Essentially a wildcat snap there to Sella. It makes that happen. It's great.
An impressive start by the Roy offensive line. They're getting a push against this huge Timpview front.
And when you get a push, it's really quick. To sustain a block is hard. Right? But if you could get that initial push, and that's why I like downhill runs, because it has to happen fast. If you can get that to happen fast, you can get that edge that you need and squeeze through some of those holes.
They're going to pitch it out to Robert Young. He cuts it up in the middle. Nice run on 1st down, up to the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 5.
I like that. It's like a dead toss. The way he comes straight downhill, he stops going horizontal, gets right back up field, gets a big-time gain. 6 yards on 1st down is amazing. That's 2nd down and do whatever you want down right here. This is a control down. It's awesome. That will make it 3rd down and 4, 3rd down and 5 if you don't complete a pass. But you can try a lot of different things here that you want.
Coming up on 8 minutes left in the 1st quarter. Roy in control on this drive. Young in motion. Back in the backfield. Gardner is going to pitch it forward to Sella. He's at the sticks. He's going to move the chains all the way up to the 28-yard line. Their execution so far has been crisp.
Yeah, I love to talk to the coach about their preparation for this week. They seem extremely locked in. They understand each play that they're running, how to do it, the timing too. The timing of the delay snap from the clap. It was slightly delayed to let Drew Gardner get a distraction to the sideline so they could pick up that 1st down. Even here, the motion by Robert Young, the timing is on point.
Gardner takes a snap, hands off to Sella. Logan Sella up the middle, a lot of room to run into the secondary, over the 15-yard line down to the 14. The Royals are marching into the red zone. They're going fast. They go tempo. Back to Sella, up the middle. Now he's inside the 10. They're going to give him the 9-yard line.
It's 5 yards on 1st down.
5-yard run.
5-6 yards on 1st down. That's good, right? That's good. And you know what? They're having success running the ball. So you know what that opens up? Play action, bootleg. Your whole playbook is at your disposal with this. Calm and confident. Don't get overconfident with these things. Stay level-headed. Don't need to take a risk. You're moving the ball very successfully with the plays that you're running. You're keeping pressure on the defense. Up tempo, slow the tempo down. Love this style of offense.
They go back to Sella again, pushing forward.
Nice.
Short of the sticks, down to the 7.
That's tough yards right there. Again, we said this Timpview defensive line is big, hard to move. You could get 2 or 3 yards on basic downhill zone reads like that. In this situation, got to take it. Got to take it. Now 3rd down. Now you can come with one of your motion distraction type plays. Get everybody wrapped around.
Third and 3. They're heavy to the right. Gardner, play action, looking to the end zone.
Run.
Nothing
run.
there. Now he's going to run. Can he get to the sticks? No, he throws it. Caught!
Touchdown.
Touchdown, Roy!
Guess who?
Robert Young.
That guy. Oh my gosh. That was Mahomes.
Gardner drew just enough attention as a runner to pull the defense forward, and he finds Robert Young in the back corner of the end zone for a score.
That was Santonio Holmes, back corner, end zone. Lamar Jackson.
You love bringing that up.
I mean, it's a great memory. One, the tiptoe from Robert Young. That's only your most skilled players can pull stuff like that off. But Gardner, his ability to understand the moment, like if I get the defense to come to me, I can dump it right behind.
Colby Froker with the kick. It is good.
Okay. I knew he was number 1. On the roster, it's number 12. Okay. Yes, Colby Froker is another talented guy on this. He's one of your do-everything guys. Big-time blocker in the running game. Big defensive player, and has a great leg as well. So he's your kicker. He's one of your senior skill players that does everything. But here, watch Gardner. Very calm and collected. Could have ran for the 1st down, but he's looking at the end zone.
What a catch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Robert Young, too, moving at the back of the end zone to make sure that you're available, right? To make sure that Drew Gardner can find you. He's there, hands up, understanding the sideline.
Great throw.
Yeah, amazing throw. Only where Robert Young can get it. Drew Gardner's on point. Stay locked in. Stay level-headed. Game's not over. This Timpview offense is something else. So it might be one of those slugfests today that we see, but this was the matchup we were looking for.
We'll take a quick break. Roy with a 7-0 lead over Timpview in the 5A state semifinals.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Hurt? Uncomfortable standing, walking, or running? Salt Lake Running Company offers free custom shoe fittings. With an assortment of functional footwear and inserts, we've got solutions to help you have your best workout, work day, or work escape. For over 25 years, SLRC's award-winning customer service has helped people find the perfect personalized fit that keeps them comfortably moving. Visit us at one of our locations along the Wasatch Front or shop online at slrc.com today.
Welcome back to Rice-Eccles Stadium. The Roy Royals with a 7-0 lead. That'll go into the end zone. Who will we see at quarterback for Timpview? Carson Rasmussen has been injured. Well, if Mariluz can hear us. Mariluz had an update that she had before the game. It's not Rasmussen out there. They're going to go with Aston at quarterback. Senior. Soakai Aston. Looking downfield. Now he's scrambling out of the pocket. They put pressure on. Gets rid of it. It's caught, but... well, they're going to call it. It's good.
He got a toe down. Defense was all over him.
No shot. Jaron Pula is one of the best receivers
in the state.
In the Western United States. So Aston finds Pula. What a catch. Toe tap. That's all you need is one.
I don't know how he got out of that and was able to see. Great scramble there.
Roy doesn't like it.
It was close.
As they show it on the Jumbotron.
Can't let it affect you, though.
Now they go run.
Nice.
Roy's all over it.
Great job. Initial penetration, creating levels, but with the level, you were able to fill with the backside cutback player. It's exactly what you want to do. Cut off penetration, but fill those levels.
Third down and 4. Timpview's going to pass. Aston, quick slant, caught, first down. That'll move the chains. He goes back to Jaron Pula, who's down at the 37. Quarterback's best friend is the Pula brothers.
I mean, you could just force the ball in there, and your chances of success is extremely high. Checks with the sideline, changes the play.
First and 10 from the 37. They're going to go run. Bouncing outside, doesn't get there.
Great job. Great job at this defensive line at staying square at the point of attack, making sure there's no penetration downfield. And then you're having your linebackers and secondary field players come and make the plays. That is awesome.
Isanaliai was on that run for Timpview. He's shaken up, so keep an eye on that. Isanaliai might be their best all-around athlete, and he's got to go shake off an injury on the sideline. Without him, they move forward. They're going to run heavy to the left.
Good play call. Good play call right there. Yeah, you're probably going to see Roy go man coverage a lot because with this misdirection, these orbit motions, it's very hard to contain in zone because you got to bump, bump, bump. But if you're in man and then take your man and we'll take our man, which will be the running back, and we'll be able to handle that.
Third down and 2. Aston's going to throw. A quick hit outside, and that's going to get him to the sticks. That's the other Pula, Kenan Pula.
Yeah, Pula left, Pula right. Yeah, that's perfect. Great execution there.
Another throw for Aston, taking a deep shot. Pula tries to get it, it's too far out of bounds. No flagging complete.
Good tight defense there.
Pula wins a lot of those jump balls. That was just a little outside his reach. And Jaron's going to take a break on the sideline real quick. The pitch outside. That's a nice run. Hunter Hopoati.
Both of these offenses are moving down the field very similarly now. Good mix of run and pass both ways. That's how you know you're in control of the moment, by being able to do both. That opens up the playbook. Again, like we said, that opens up your play action, your bootlegs, keeps those alive.
Blitz comes, Aston's going to throw, now he's going to run. He gets past the 40, that's a first down.
Yes,
nice job by Aston. So a new set of downs for Timpview from the 40 of Roy. Yeah, both of it's very similar drives. Similar pace. Both these teams feeling each other out in this first quarter, first meeting this season. Aston's going to throw. Finds Jaron Pula, breaks the tackle. Pula's got the sideline. They finally get him out of bounds. Elenecki gets him out, but not before he gets inside the 20.
Yeah.
Timpview's in the red zone.
A great play by Pula first, but on the defensive side, just one technical issue. He shot the wrong way. You have to shoot to the outside to force the receiver to go back inside because you have people inside. He shot to the inside, Pula spun out, went outside, turned up to the sideline, made what should have been a 4 or 5 yard gain, a 25, 30 yard gain by Pula.
Timpview now at the 17-yard line, 1st and 10. Aston's got tripped to his right. Jaron Pula, single coverage at the bottom of your screen. Aston's going to look left first, over the middle, incomplete.
Great
Dangerous
pressure.
ball. Roy's safety almost came up and got it for the pick.
Yeah, it's very technical. As you said, they are filling each other out here. Great job by both sides. Ashton taking his time, understand pressure right there. Tried to think it was a safe throw with the guy under, but you know, with the way the ball bounces, it could go either way. So got to be a little bit more secure with those throw balls right there.
So Akai Aston.
The wide splits by this offensive line.
Didn't expect the snap. There it goes. Breaks off to the right. The hole closed up quickly. Roy did a good job recovering.
They did.
That's Isanaliai. Sorry, that's Sosaya Hifo.
Roy did a great job of following the puller. They were real tight to the puller on the defensive line, closing that gap, but that backside cutback lane opened up. Good job flowing, forcing 3rd down right here.
3rd and 5 from the 12. Roy shows blitz. Aston up the middle. He's got the 1st down, down inside the 5 to the 4. They're going to mark him right at the 5. Aston's ability to run is causing Roy problems.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
They've converted multiple 3rd downs on this drive. I believe that was the 4th on this drive. 4 for 4. First and goal from the 5. Aston throws it, going to Pula, incomplete.
See, that was both guys.
Yeah.
There was some push off there, there was some holding there, but that was both guys within 5 yards making contact. A good no call there. It's tight coverage, which you have to do around the goal line. You know, you get a lot of offensive guys that can push off to give themselves room. If you're tight to that guy, that's a good battle right there. I like that call.
That's going to be a great battle all day long, Sly.
Yeah.
Elenecki and Pula on the outside, one-on-one. 2nd and goal from the 5.
You got to be tight. He looks like he's...
Blitz comes.
Nice.
They take Hifo down, a loss of a yard. Another 3rd down.
Yeah, see, you're very good at the point of attack right here. Look at this. As soon as these pullers come, you're not getting washed out. You're creating a stalemate, which is making the running back go more side to side here. Great job. Watch one-on-ones up top or sprint options here.
Aston's going to keep. Now he's going to pitch. Roy's all over it. They keep him out of the end zone. It went to Hunter Hopoati, and he came up short. Looks like Timpview's going to kick. They're going to bring on Luke Thornock. They're going to try to get 3 here with time running out here in the 1st quarter.
I mean, it's a little wider, but essentially an extra point, right?
Yeah. Goalposts are not as wide in this stadium as they are at high school stadiums. We saw that as an issue yesterday in the Lehigh Corner Canyon game. The kick is up, and it is good. And we end the quarter with 3 points on the board for Timpview. The Thunderbirds end the drive with 3 points. Luke Thornock splits the uprights.
It's a great 1st quarter. both of these teams, it's not over by far. And that's what I say. Like yesterday, right? We were saying, take the field goal. You're going to get the ball back later. That field goal, that opportunity down here, you can't miss on that to get points when you can. And Timpview knows that they're going to get other opportunities to score touchdowns, but what they can't do is have long drives like they just had and get nothing out of it. You know, that just does not help you out. So I like the decision to take the field goal, especially knowing Timpview is the type of team that will get other opportunities. They'll have some things and create some sparks later on in this football game, and that 3 points could seem valuable for them, right? And so I like that. They didn't end the drive with nothing. They get back here, and hopefully they can stop Roy and get the ball back. Yeah, this is interesting. I love before the game. Both of these student section looks pretty thick out here. These guys are going back and forth before the game. It was pretty awesome. This is what it's all about. Pride in your school. This is an electric matchup. No game is ever won before it's played, so these guys are taking it. I think both teams are chippy. Right? Yeah. You know, Roy's supposedly an underdog here, and they have a great first drive. That was exactly scripted. That was perfect. They took the punches, understood where Timpview was coming from. Roy looks prepared coming into this matchup.
Refs blowing the whistle. We're ready to get started with the second quarter. Roy with a 7-3 lead. The Royals will certainly take the result of that drive, holding Timpview out of the end zone at the 3-yard line, and the Thunderbirds had to settle for a field goal. So Roy gets the ball back with a 7-3 lead. Great start to this game. Both offenses looked solid. Defense is playing physical. Good start to this 5A semifinal game. Well, we think that today could match the drama we saw yesterday. It's not going to be easy, but we believe it can.
Oh yeah, yesterday was exciting.
That kick can be returned, which is dangerous. Robert Young still running, finds a hole, still running, finally taken down. And Timpview fans take a deep breath.
Yeah, he almost popped out of there.
You kicked it to the wrong guy.
He almost popped out of there.
Of course, you kick it to him. Or, I mean, there's so many guys that on this Roy team that can take one to the house, but Robert Young is definitely not the one you want to kick it to.
Right, he's the #1 skill asset on this team as far as that goes. Already has a touchdown in this game, plays both ways, offense and defense. But he said they got weapons for days, so this is interesting.
Roy to pass, Gardner on the screen. Robert Young's got room to run. And it closed down quickly. A nice job there on defense to get the stop.
Great play call. As we said, these motions, these orbit motions are extremely hard for a defense to match up with, especially when you play zone. You got to bump, and you end up losing guys, especially smaller guys like Robert Young. You know, Robert Young stands at a whopping 5'8", and he kind of gets lost in the mix sometimes.
Gardner throws over the middle.
Nice.
Into the zone. Catch is made in Timpview territory at the 45-yard line. Robert Young.
I caught one of these seam routes in high school, and the safety, he took my head off.
That's the danger zone right there.
It is. These seam routes are not easy, but you got to be fearless when you're in that seam. Know that you're going to get hit. So you got to take that, and you see Robert Young needed a break after this. You know, get his stuff back together and get back out there on the next play.
They're going to run here with Sella up the middle.
Great instincts.
Fights his way to the 40.
Great first cut right there. Picks up 5 yards, which is great on first down. You can go back to the run here. You can take a shot deep if you want. This is the territory where you want to take a shot here. Your opponent's 45, 40-yard line.
Another run, Sella up the middle.
Nice.
Right at the sticks, he's got it. First down,
nice.
Unless they mark him
No,
short.
He's a little short.
So they're not going to give him the 35-yard line.
Robert Young checks back in here.
We'll have 3rd and a yard. Roy is so tough to defend because they've got so many weapons at all the skill positions.
Right.
You get your bruiser and Sella, you got your speed with Robert Young and Zay Morris. You got Elenecki. You can bring in Froker, just so many weapons. Sella direct snap, pushing forward. Can he get there?
Oh, yeah, he got it.
On the second effort, I think he's across. But, man, that Timpview front is stout.
Yeah, it is. Hey, that was a very, very good look for them to be able to do that. Timpview was aware. They were on it. But, again, as you said, the second effort there by Sella, taking that from center and finding the hole because they locked that up at the start.
New set of downs for Roy at the Timpview 35. Young in motion. It's a pitch out to Young. Young's got a lane, closes up quickly. Again, that Timpview pursuit is intense.
Deadly. Very hard to run sideline to sideline. But watch what Robert Young does. When he catches it, he doesn't keep going to sideline. Watch how he goes downhill. That's what you want to do. Yeah. So if you run wide plays like that, I'm in for that. But when you keep going to sideline, you're just allowing fast defenses like Timpview to slow you down. That essentially, Timpview had that all blocked up, and Robert Young coming downhill still got 3 yards. Another 3-yard pickup right there.
Go back to Sella for some tough yards, and it's going to set up 3rd and 4 from the 29.
You just like just the attitude you're seeing from both teams. It's very professional, very locked in. They are both extremely focused. I think they know this moment, being on this field, it means a lot.
Gardner's going to pass. Takes a shot to the corner. Incomplete. Overthrown.
There was contact.
And there's a flag.
I think it could go either way. The ball was in the air, and there was a little holding there, but I think that could have gone either way. Was he impeding Robert Young's progress?
Defensive pass interference. Number 0. Be half the distance. First down.
I think that was a penalty because the ball was in the air, right? If the ball wasn't in the air, I think that would have been solid contact, but Robert Young does a great job in the switch route, getting wide and offering himself there. But good pass by Gardner.
So a new set of downs for Roy. 1st and 10 from the 14. Quick throw outside to Elenecki, and he's in trouble. That never had a chance.
Yeah,
Isanaliai back there after the penalty.
I think that was bad because of how far the throw was, right? That's one in there. He's got to put his whole body, his whole weight into it and get that ball there quickly. But it was far and low. So not only was it a little slower to get there, I got to bend all the way down, do an extra motion to get that, and end up losing 4 yards because that's a behind the scrimmage play.
Young's going to throw it. Now he's going to keep it. Oof. And that never had a chance either. Timpview does a great job both in coverage and in pursuit.
Yes.
To bring him down.
Loses a couple more yards there. That would have been a great play. I like that. If he would have came back to his right, keep coming back to your right. And then the receivers adjust. It could have been a broken play where he had a couple things. But yeah, Timpview did an amazing job there of recognizing what possibilities were there. Whether he was running the ball or not, they were stopping that. Good technique by Timpview. Timeout, Roy. Exciting. Well, if I was Roy, I would lean more towards getting position to kick this field goal, right? So I'd run an off-tackle play here, line this up in the middle, make it easy for Froker to knock this field goal down, take the 3 points, right? Timpview took their 3 points. You got to take your 3 points. So gotta lock that up.
.6:27 left to play in the half. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Moving mountains takes more than muscle. It takes commitment through the comfortable, the uncomfortable, the starts, the stops, the sunny days, the stormy days. Here at Salt Lake Running Company, rain or shine, we've got you. We are here to help you keep moving forward. Locally owned, locally operated since 1995, SLRC offers free custom shoe fittings, rewards, training groups, races, free events, seminars, and clinics. Visit us in store or online today at slrc.com.
Back to the action here, Rice-Eccles Stadium in the 5A semifinal between Roy and Timpview. Roy with a 7-3 lead with 6:27 left in the first half. They're at the Timpview 21, but it's 3rd and 17. Just like Roy before, the Timpview defense taking a stand here. Let's see what Roy does on 3rd and 17. If they try to go to the end zone here, or if they try to set themselves up for a field goal attempt. Gardner with trips to his right. Young now in motion, takes a snap. Gardner looking, now he's gonna have to run out of the pocket. Throws it down, catch is made. No, it's not. Broken up, and we got a flag.
Big hit. That's gonna be holding. As I said, I would have just ran the ball to line it up.
Yeah.
Or Gardner, as soon as that broke in, you could have just taken a few yards. There was a receiver open in the back of the end zone, but again, you know, these plays lasting that long, you know, it's going to be tough here.
Offense number 66. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
So Roy will kick. Colby Froker handles their kicking duties. This will be a 38-yard attempt from the left hash. Robert Young will hold. Roy trying to add 3 and retake a 7-point lead. The hold is down, the kick is up. It is good.
Nice kick.
Colby Froker with the field goal attempt through the upright, but we have a flag.
Are they going to call hold? He had plenty of leg. I think Froker could kick from 50, 60 yards easy. But there's a flag on the play. What could that be? If it's on Timpview, you got to decline it. Even if you get a 15-yard penalty, he won't give you a first down. I believe it's 4th and 16. Well, they're meeting about this. This is, yeah, I believe it's on Timpview, and they're going to decline it.
Field goal is good. Running into the kicker.
Oh.
Defense. That penalty being enforced on the kickoff.
There you go.
Yeah, running into the kicker is only a 5-yard penalty. Just they're running the punter, so you're not getting much out of that.
Not 17.
And you got 3 points.
Yeah.
So take that.
It's beneficial to Roy because it's going to help them put that ball into the end zone for a touchback.
A great kicker anyway.
Which probably isn't an issue anyway, but
the first kick was a touchback.
Add some certainty to it.
Yeah. But, I mean, here, you can try some different things. You're going to move up 5 yards. You could try a sky kick and hold the ball up even longer, right? They have fair catch rules in high school.
I don't think so. Maybe. I imagine they do. Again, I'm getting caught without knowing all the rules in the rule book, but
right.
I don't know if you can call a fair catch like you can at the other levels.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be something that I do. Frukar's got an amazing leg. We know he could kick out of the end zone. This guy could go D1 easy as a kicker. He's an athlete, but just as a kicker. Some different things you could try here. Quicker, you could have a hard squib even. Have one of those hard squibs, go all the way down. Your team starts 5 yards closer so they can get down there that much quicker as well. So, I mean, there's a few things you could do here.
So it will be interesting to watch what Roy does here. Do like you said and send a sky kick and try to create some chaos, or just send it through the back of the end zone. Boy, Roy is in a terrific position here today, up 10-3 with 6:15 left to play in the first half. They are the 1 seed in this 5A State's playoff. Timpview the 4 seed.
Yeah.
They'd go deep, no chance. So Timpview will start at their own 20.
Yeah, don't even mess around. I like it. You got a kicker like Froker, you just make it happen.
Make Timpview go 80 on you. They were only able to do 77 on the last possession. Had to settle for a field goal. So with 6:15 to play in the half, Timpview starts this drive at their own 20, 1st and 10. Aston's going to run.
Yeah.
And that run game, the QB run game, is killing Roy right now.
It's nice. Well, I mean, because it's quick blocking, right? Look how quick they get into the action.
Those are easy yards.
Well, the thing is Roy's D-line is undersized. So what do you do with the undersized D-line? You slant. You do a lot of slants. And when you do a lot of slants, you let them slant wherever they want. But if you come up quick on the block and seal them where they're at, you're able to get them there. Oh,
now they're going to take a deep shot. Aston. Pula's got it. Jaron Pula.
Oh.
Down to the 5, and this has been a problem with Pula all year long.
Yeah, you're going to get a unsportsmanlike conduct. Did he point at him? I thought he pointed at a first down. But yeah, this is unsportsmanlike conduct here.
Zay Morris with the tackle. Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah. You got to make it deliberate that it's pointing towards the end zone. It looked like he was pointing at him. Yeah, that's unsportsmanlike conduct.
After the play, dead ball unsportsmanlike. Number 5, be a 15-yard penalty, first down.
Great play, big gain, but now they're pushed back to the 30 with the penalty after the play. But Aston flashing his arm strength there.
Oh, yeah.
That was a great pass.
That was amazing throw. Pula did a great job as he's running at creating separation from the cornerback. I believe the speed. Oh, wow.
Blitz.
Way to
they
hit
timed
that
it
on
perfectly.
The snap.
Nice move by Zed Anahu Ambrosio, sidestepping defenders for a gain of 5.
That's how you time up a snap, though. Look at this blitz. That's great job. If the ball didn't have to come out quick like that, then, you know, there was some serious pressure coming there. But great job at timing up that blitz.
Here they go.
QB
Again,
run
Aston
game.
on the quarterback run. This time they pull him down short of the sticks.
Ashton's
up
no
to
small
the
guy, I tell you that much.
22-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and 2. Aston takes a snap, throws, catch is made into the end zone, touchdown Timpview, 22 yards, Jared Pula. And we're an extra point away from a tie ball game.
6'3", 200-pound receiver that runs like that.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup.
For anybody. You can see why they've had so much success this year.
And by the way, he's a junior. Class of 26, we've talked about it.
It's an amazing class.
So much talent in this state in the class of 26. We got a botched extra point attempt. This is huge.
Yes, it is.
Could not get the snap down, the hold down, and Timpview's missed opportunity on the extra point. And yesterday we saw how punitive that can be. It can come back to haunt you in these games that are going to be so close, and this game is close.
Great job.
So 4:33 left in the half. Sly, this is a key drive for Roy. We talk about, again, the last 4 minutes of the first half, the first 4 of the second. If Roy does not score here, Timpview gets the ball first to start the second half. Another look at the Pula touchdown. Not much you can do there.
No, you can't, right? Like, the coverage was there. You got Elenecki. Yeah, it's hard to guard Pula one-on-one, right?
Yeah.
He's a guy, both Pula brothers, you got to send guys over the top on them. But you don't know what's coming. The QB run game's been killing you, so you got to make sure you shore up your front 7. You can't put 6 in the box and allow you to get that double team, so you have to have 7, 8 guys in the box. That's why this Timpview team's so dangerous. They just have so many weapons that you have to respect. Pula being a big one, as you can tell. I mean, he comes into this game. What's his statistics for the year? Jaron Pula has 69 catches for 1,000 yards, right? And just saying that, Ambrosio has 640 yards. You know, Tuone has 340 yards. They spread the ball out. You know, Kenan Pula has 330 yards. They spread the ball out amongst all of their guys, and so it's not like we can just target one guy and knock him out. Although Jaron Pula is one of the best, you know, this is a very talented football team.
So Thornock will kick off for Timpview. And he gets it into the end zone for the touchback. Roy will start at their own 20 with 4:33 remaining in the first half. You could tell Robert Young was itching for another shot at a return.
A lot of these returners they're like, you kicked it in the end zone.
I could see Timpview, they're high-fiving Thornock and celebrating because they know how important it is to get touchbacks against this team. Roy is just too good on special teams. Too many talented returners. So Roy's offense has scored on each possession. Can they do it again here? They go with the reverse, and that's...
Oh, man.
Wow, what a great job to avoid a worse result, but still a tackle for loss. Timpview was all over that.
Yeah, they're going to have to do some more of those shovel passes. Timpview looks like they're up on Robert Young's orbit motion. You might have to use that as a distraction, as a decoy. But you got to have Robert Young in the field. His fearlessness, you got to have him everywhere on this football team. 2nd
and 13 from the 17. Gardner flushed out of the pocket. Now he's going to run and he's just going to slide. He gets maybe a yard.
Good decision.
So now the Timpview defense has Roy in a 3rd and long, and Timpview could get the ball back here before the end of the half, which would be huge for them. Let's see what Roy can do on 3rd and long. 3rd and 12. Gardner in the pocket. Now he's got to escape and run, and he's just going to get back to the original line of scrimmage. Roy's going to have to punt.
Yeah, every possession is going to be very important here. Yeah, every possession is going to be very important for these guys to lock in and make that happen. Field position battle. It sucks, you only get to flip the field about 40 yards with the punt. But Roy's got great special teams, as you said. They can kick the ball far even in the punt game. But you got to get down here and cover as well. So that's just as important as a good punt.
High snap, but he's got no problem getting it away. Nice punt.
Great punt.
It's fielded and caught for a fair catch.
Great punt.
At the 39.
That was a very high snap. He was able to pull that down. Again, it's a benefit of having an athlete as your kicker, right? Not to say kickers aren't athletes, but, I think Froker's a different type of athlete than you normally see at the kicking position.
Not many kickers play both sides of the ball. All 3 phases.
All 3 phases.
That's a tribute to him.
Oh, yes, for sure.
So 2:56 left. Big opportunity here for Timpview to get a score before the half. They get the opening kickoff of the second half. Aston, plenty of time in the pocket, takes another deep shot. Over the top. Incomplete and a flag.
Yeah, I agree. He got there a second early, and he did what I liked, play the breadbasket. But you don't know the tempo of the football. You don't know if the ball's coming in faster or slower, if the receiver has to come back for the ball. There was contact before that.
Pass interference, defense, number 2. 15-yard penalty, first down.
That's hard. That's hard, but good call. Could have went both ways. The ball's in the air. It doesn't look like it on here, but there was a little contact before the ball got there.
So Timpview is now in Roy territory at the 46-yard line, 1st and 10. Plenty of time, 2:50 left in the half. Aston takes the snap, they're going to run it. No, they're going to stop the clock. The officials stop it.
False start.
Procedure penalty, perhaps.
Got to be a false start because you stopped the play.
Snap infraction, number 56. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
That's often not called.
Aston, plenty of time. Screen. Oh, it's caught by a lineman.
We saw one of those yesterday. It just wasn't legal.
That one's on a tip, so that is legal. Roy defended the screen really well. That's a big loss. He would have been better off dropping it.
Yeah.
That's going to cost them 8 yards. That's a negative 8-yard reception.
It was 4 yards because the penalty, the snap infraction
Sorry,
penalty.
it's -3.
Yeah.
-3. You're right. I didn't factor in the penalty.
Here you go, double barrel. We'll see if they bring pressure.
Aston.
They don't, they drop out.
Over the middle. Catch is made. Dragged down about 2 yards short of the marker.
Great patience by Aston right there. The double barrel, they dropped out. That's when you drop out in double barrel, you're in a vulnerable position, but you got to carry that crossing route all the way over, almost basketball turning it.
Anahu Ambrosio with the catch. So it's 3rd and 2. Timpview's put themselves in position to convert.
This is possible QB run game right here. The front 6, the front 7 needs to watch out for QB run game. They have this blocked up.
Aston is going to do exactly that, Sly. You're right. 1st down, easy.
That was designed QB run game right there. Good job of letting it set up.
What adjustment can they make at halftime for that, Sly? Because that's going to just absolutely kill them if they don't get it.
It's hard because the best way to stop QB run game is having eyes there.
Yeah.
Right? And so you have to have a rover defender who doesn't have any passing responsibilities, man responsibilities, play the QB spy almost in that aspect. And it would be good if they come from deep. It's very hard to see that at the line of scrimmage. So cover 2s are good for that, but you can't run cover 2s a lot because people beat that in zone all the time.
Aston, wide open, plenty of room for Kenan Pula. All the way to the 20, that'll move the sticks.
Yeah.
There's just too much room for this offense to operate.
I mean, look how big he is.
6 foot, 165. Jared's 3 inches taller and 30 pounds heavier, according to the roster. I don't know how true that is. I'm just going off the information they give us on the roster.
That's insane.
They are twins, right?
Junior.
Aston throws outside. Roy does a good job bottling him up. Catch is made by Dennis Tuaone, the freshman receiver. But Roy's all over it. That'll be a loss. He'll actually give him forward progress. No gain. We're under a minute to play. The clock is running. 2nd and 10. Aston run game again with the quarterback right up the middle. Inside the 10 down to the 6. Sly, they have to do something about this. This is easy. It's going to kill them.
Yeah. So for me, what I do is I bring B-gap blitzes.
Yeah.
Because when you run QB run game, things split out, right? They want to make sure guys go wide so the middle of the field opens up. What I do is I blitz that B-gap. I blitz the B-gap in there's many different B-gap blitzes that you can do, but that'll knock that out. As soon as that quarterback gets hit real nice with the B-gap blitz, it's good. You can do it with the linebackers. You can do it with the safeties.
What do you give up by doing that?
I mean, you don't have to give up anything. You give up athleticism because I'm saying it's got to come from an athletic guy, right? Because how you fool, because here's the thing, offensive linemen, when they call the initial pass protection, it's only on the front 7 guys that they're worried about.
Right.
So if you bring a guy from the outside, this is why Weddle and Troy Polamalu lived in the blitz game.
Safety blitz.
Because they never pick it up. They never, like Troy Polamalu would literally walk down to the end of the side, into the line of scrimmage, and they still don't count him. And so, like, it would have to come from an athletic safety. So by doing that, you give up the quick passing game on the outside and your ability to double a Pula. So it's give or take. right? But can the QB run game keep hurting you the way it's hurting you right now?
First and goal from the 7. Motion. Pitches to number 7. Oh, a tackle made in the backfield. No flag.
Okay.
TFL for Roy.
I mean, what it looked like up here could have been a horse collar, but
that's what I was waiting for
sure.
something to be thrown on the field. Grabbed him by the shoulder, so it was clean by their judgment.
If he grabbed the jersey and not the shoulder pad, that doesn't count, right? So, that's a horse collar to me. But we're not on the field, so.
Anahu Ambrosio with the carry. So we got another timeout.
Great defensive job. You're making Timpview use their timeouts, which is exactly what you want to do.
It'll be second and goal from the 13-yard line when they come back out. That's what Roy desperately needed, was a play like that.
Let's see how they finish this. This is huge for Timpview. If they could get points before the half, they get the ball coming out in the third quarter, 36 seconds. They just had a big TFL. Second down and goal from the 13-yard line.
Yeah, a chance for Timpview to completely flip this game in these key 8 minutes.
Yeah, Timpview has one more timeout. If Roy can make Timpview settle for a field goal, that's a win. Right, and you could do that on this down because they only have one more timeout. They can't get another first down. So,
second and goal from the 13. First down's no longer an option. They got to get in the end zone from 13 yards out. Aston throws quick outside to Anahu Ambrosio, and they take him out of bounds.
Great job.
At the 5. Zed Anahu Ambrosio.
He's one of your top receivers on this offense, but he gets out of bounds. He stops the clock. So they'll get another shot. You know, this is third down here, which is, I believe, what they wanted. So that's good for Timpview. That's exactly what we wanted. Get out of bounds at the very least. Get a little close to the end zone. Now they're going to do a jump ball to Pula here. Watch, look how much room he gives himself on the sideline up there. Oh, look, they're going to treat him like Megatron. Oh, no.
Aston tipped to the line of scrimmage, almost intercepted. Great job by that Roy front. He had the screen to the left to one of the Pulas, and they knocked it down. I think that was Isa Naliai that was on the outside. Let's see the replay here. He had a guy, but it was number 8 that came up and got it. And that's Hunter Webb. Hunter Webb saves a touchdown for Roy. So Timpview will attempt the field goal.
Great senior linebacker making a huge play right here, right when your team needs it. Keeping your eyes up.
Thornock for a 22-yard field goal to give Timpview the lead. The snap's good this time. It is good. Chip shot field goal, and Timpview will take a 12-10 lead with 22 seconds left in the half. Huge points there for Timpview.
Well, that PAT too is huge. They're going to have to go for 2 if they score again in the second half. But, yeah.
But for Roy to hold them to a field goal,
that's huge. That's a win.
Timpview scores a touchdown, and then they come out in the second half and score a touchdown on the first possession. Suddenly, you're down 2 touchdowns, and you're feeling the pressure.
Yes.
So that was huge. That's a win for Roy. They've held Timpview to 2 field goals. And it's going to give their special teams another opportunity. Robert Young is electric, and if they don't kick this into the end zone,
there's nothing more that he wants to do right now.
He just needs an opportunity.
Watch, he's going to try to keep his feet out of the end zone and try to catch it with his hands if it's that type of kick. But he wants to return this ball for sure.
Yeah, Thornock's got to put this into the end zone for his team here. And he does. Thornock does a great job with that. So after the field goal, Thornock gets the touchback. Roy has 22 seconds. Let's see how aggressive they are. I'd be surprised if they are, but
no, I wouldn't be. I would get some momentum for this offensive line, understand what they're dealing with. Sella hasn't been a big factor in the running game thus far. I mean, he's done great things when you've actually been able to run with him here. This is 22 seconds here. You can either take a knee here or try to get one more run in for Sella, which is what I would do, but I'm going to concede this and just go into halftime down by 2.
Yep, they're going to take a knee and go to halftime, down 2. The final 22 seconds of the half will tick off. And we'll head to halftime with Timpview up over Roy, 12-10. Slight, great first half. I think both teams played really well in all phases.
Oh, most definitely. It's going to prove for an exciting ending, right? Like, we've seen both of these teams put up some amazing numbers this year offensively. And when you get 2 offensive juggernauts that go head-to-head, you're going to see low scores. And you've seen that. And you got to understand the second half in this playoffs is going to tighten up even more. So I expect to see a lot of the same here in the second half.
We will hear from Timpview head coach Donnie Atawaya here shortly. So based on what you've seen here, Sly, what do both of these teams need to focus on at halftime? What adjustments need to be made?
Well, of course for Roy, defensively, figuring out how to take away Pula on the outside. You know, that's going to be difficult. He keeps strong. But here we go.
Let's head down to Mariluz Cook on the sideline with Timpview head coach Donnie Atawaya.
Hey, Coach, with now a half under your belt against a team that you haven't seen yet this season, what have you seen that you like from your team that they've done against them?
Just overall grit. I think both teams have studs. And so for us, you know, I know Coach Chris has his team ready, and I think just us trying to match it and hopefully be better at matching.
Anything you've seen from Roy that you weren't expecting?
Nope, we're just going to have to do our job.
Any adjustments you want to make here at the half?
I haven't talked to the coaches yet. We'll figure it out.
All right, thanks, Coach. Appreciate your time. Back to you guys.
Donnie Atawaya is keeping that a secret.
Oh, yeah.
Mariluz, he's not giving you his secrets.
He's not. Can you believe that?
He knows you're going to go talk to Roy after this.
He shut you down.
He really did.
Hey, it's tight. These are the finals, baby. I can't let anything out. I love it.
All right, that's a wrap on the first half. Timpview leads Roy 12-10. Let's go down to the KSL Sports Rewind, guys, for the halftime show. We'll see you back here in 15 minutes.
Welcome in our 5A halftime show. Dane Stewart, Moose Bingham, Jeff Hansen with you. 12-10, Timpview leading Roy. We thought Roy would have to play really well. First half, Moose, they looked okay.
They looked more than okay. I thought they did a phenomenal job. The 2 fourth down conversions, they're playing a little tricky, but they're playing loose. And Roy, they're not afraid of this big stage.
Yeah.
They came in here and they said, let's go, let's get after it. Timpview's gonna have to stop us. And they led for the majority of the first half.
Jeff, your thoughts on the first half?
Really impressed with the Roy offensive line. They are able to establish the line of scrimmage. They're able to create some running lanes. The creativity of the play calling is also keeping those aggressive linebackers honest for Timpview. And then that offensive line, man, they're creating creases. They have done a really, really good job for Roy. They have not been intimidated by this Timpview defense.
We're going to talk about that, but before we do that, let's look at the first half highlights as we walk you through how we got to the score we have. And early on, look, you talk about Roy was not intimidated. 4th and 2, going for it. They converted. The ground game was extremely impressive for Roy in that first half.
The little trick play, that's been called an intent to deceive in the past.
How about this throw, by the way? I mean, this is nomination for throw of the year. Right over that coverage and right into the hands of Robert Young. That was crazy.
Yeah, that catch is good on Sundays, too. He gets both feet in. Really impressive throw, really impressive catch.
I like the versatility we've seen from Gardner, too. He's made him know, hey, I can run this. You know, like dual threat there for Roy.
Gardner just is so cool and composed. He's like a cucumber back there, and he just gets it done. So fun to watch because the moment's not too big for him. Some quarterbacks, when they get here, they're jittery, they're afraid. He just looks relaxed back there.
That was the opening drive for Roy. Timpview coming right back, and how about the little spin move by Pula?
Yeah, that's why he's going to UCLA, right, Moose? That little move after the catch is next level.
Yeah, UCLA is getting a great one in Pula, and he's had a phenomenal first half. Getting it done in the air, you just love to see it.
Roy getting the stop would force this field goal, 7-3 at the end of the first. And that Roy offense, we moved to the second quarter. Then start to see kind of Gardner continue to get this ball moving through the air.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Gardner. His poise, Moose talked about it, the stage isn't too big. He's delivered some really good balls and it kept this offense on track.
When Roy was on schedule, things were fine. But the moment they got a little disrupted, struggled to dig out of it, led to this 38-yard field goal.
Yeah, what a great field goal, and it would have been good from 60.
Yeah.
Phenomenal boot, and you love to see it. And that gives us a 7-point lead for Roy.
And then you go over the top, and
there he is.
So many options for Timpview down the field. Beautiful slam route here. Pula able to finish it off.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the Jaron Pula drive, right?
Yeah.
A big long catch to set up a touchdown.
Point after here, we'll get to it. Moose, walk us through this one. One where Holder just struggled to bring that down.
So you look at the hold, he had it there, he fumbled it, didn't know what to do, and that's where the kicker's already passed him.
Yeah.
So even if he gets the ball up, the kicker needs to slow down and give the holder a chance to get it down.
Late in that half, Timpview was driving. That's a huge deflection coming off the edge to break up that third down. Would force one more field goal from Timpview. And that's how the T-Birds end up with their 12-10 lead at the half.
Yeah, Luke Thornock has been great at Rice-Eccles. He had some struggles earlier in the season, but anytime he gets to the turf, all of a sudden he's like, I'm like an Adam Vinatieri, watch me roll.
So a couple things for me that I'm curious about. Let's start with this. Roy, in case you haven't watched Roy, this is the first game. They are not calling tricky plays. This is their offense.
Yeah.
It is about getting the ball in space in creative ways and letting your playmakers work. I think it worked really well for the first quarter. Second quarter, I wondered if Timpview was starting to dial into that because it felt like some of those plays starting to get blown up in the backfield. I don't know. Did you guys feel differently about that?
No, I think that Timpview did a great job adjusting. I feel like Timpview going into this game, they thought we're going to pin our ears back and just get after the quarterback. But Roy is creative enough in play calling that they've had to slow themselves. The linebackers are not really able to just go get the sacks they're used to. Lessa has 14.5 sacks on the season, and he wasn't able to do that in this situation.
Yeah, I'm with you, Dane. I think what's the next wrinkle for Roy? Because they came out really creative, and that is that Roy offense. They are really creative. This isn't some gimmick play that's put in just for this game. This is what Roy does. But Timpview's adjusted. That second quarter adjustment absolutely has Roy out of sorts a little bit offensively. What's the next wrinkle? Because I've seen this Roy team all year. I know they have more creativity in that offensive playbook that they can go to. What can they do to keep Timpview on their heels a little bit?
And that's where I'm kind of like, you go back to more traditional, say, all right, we're going to run Sella between the tackles.
Yeah.
Because, you know, now that you're paying attention to the edge, we're going to cut right down the middle. I don't know, but for me, it felt like Timpview is now the spread that Roy loves to run with. That's what Timpview's dialing up defensively now. So for me, I'm kind of like, does Roy just get back to a more, I don't want to say mundane, but traditional in terms of we're going to run down the middle and we're just going to try to ugly football, right?
Yeah, that gross football. We saw some of that from Roy last week.
Yeah.
They took Drew Gardner out, and then they ran some almost a wildcat type offense for a drive or two, where they had, you put Sella there, you put Robert Young there. They had a lot of options in the backfield, and they can do that. They have that in their bag. I wonder if they go to something like that to just, again, try to create some honesty for that Timpview defense that now is getting to the edge fast.
Or even one of the things last week, we saw them running, Robert start young on little slant routes and try to get him the ball over the middle and then let him work. Great first half for Gardner, 8 of 10 for 63 yards. The yards aren't going to wow you, but 8 of 10, you'll take that any day of the week.
Yeah, you don't want to take Gardner out of the game plan at all at this point. You want to keep involving him and maybe open the playbook up a little bit. Let's see if we can attack down the field a little bit and not just have the Timpview defense on the edges, but see if we can get some strikes right down the middle and get those linebackers caught blitzing, caught getting up the field, and get some play action going. I think that might be the next wrinkle Roy does.
Really impressed by Roy's defense. You look at this game, 2 red zone stops where they hold Timpview to field goals, and then the win on special teams, right? I mean, there's that special teams on the PAT where Roy comes up big. Coach Jones talked about it in the pregame that's where Roy definitely has an advantage, is on special teams. So you force some field goals, you make that PAT tough, right? Things like that happen. Red zone defense has been really good, and that's what has this a close game.
Well, because I was going to ask about this too. I really feel like the Roy defense has played really well. There's 2 areas that we'll talk about, but the first is there has not been much of a ground game for Timpview outside of the quarterback draw. Right now, that quarterback draw is a problem for Roy defensively because it's man on man, hat on hat, and Aston is athletic enough that he's picking up 6, 7, 8 yards. How do you defend the perimeter and the options outside without letting Aston just draw you to death?
Yeah, it's very interesting because Aston has done a great job going up the middle, but I want to see like Chevis Gregory, the Army commit, show up in this game. They're trying to take away the passing, Roy is, and if we can get some running going for Timpview, this is going to be a long, long day for Roy. And that's going to be the next iteration for Timpview, saying, hey, we got to find a way to attack where they're not expecting us. Little Sun Tzu situations going out there.
I think Coach Jones talked about this too, right, in the pregame, that Timpview's got so many weapons. You got to take some of them away, that you're going to have somebody open. And I think if you're Timpview right now, or excuse me, if you're Roy's defense right now, you're feeling okay, let's try to not let Pula get us, deep for another 70-yard pass. Let's not get beat over the top. If we have to adjust and figure something out with that quarterback draw, I'd rather Soakai Aston try to beat us than Jaron Pula try to beat us. And I think maybe that's what Roy's trying to do. But Soakai Aston's beating them on that quarterback draw. So they've got to figure that out. But I do think that's going to be in the back of their heads. This wide receiver group, we got to keep everything in front. So even if they are quarterback draws, as long as it's in front, let's make a high school team have 7, 8, 9, 10 play drives rather than big home run balls over the top.
And you don't want a lot. Timpview doesn't want their quarterback running a ton. I mean, they're down 1 quarterback already with Carson Rasmussen. If Soakai Austin goes down, you're going to have to take one of the Timpview receivers and move him in. And how much is he throwing during the week?
Right.
What's his mastery on the offense? That's the questions that start to come up. And it's Timpview. Maybe he's just as good as everyone else. That's the question. But in all reality, you want to protect your players because Timpview is assuming that they've got another game next week.
I think the other thing that was, maybe noticeable for me, I do think the Roy secondaries played well. They've gotten beat a couple times. And, it's the athleticism of Timpview on the outside, right? I mean, it's just, if you're going to jam them, you got to make sure you disrupt it and you don't let them get off. And they're so quick that if you don't, one wrong step, it's gone. But I guess for me, I don't know how you take that away unless you can get more pressure on Aston and try to speed that ball up. And that's where I think a stop like they had right at the end of the half where you get a deflection of the line of scrimmage, you need to be more disruptive there because I don't know that you can win against the wideouts of Timpview.
Yeah, I'm just glad I don't have to game plan against this Timpview offense, to be honest with you.
It's tough.
Roy has done a phenomenal job. If I told you they only gave up 12 points at the half,
that's a win.
We'd be like, whoa, Roy's in this game, let's freaking go. But not only did they just give up 12 points, they're only down by 2. What a great situation to be in if you're Roy, where you're sitting at halftime, you're like, we're in this game where Timpview, it might be coming apart a little bit. It's like, what happened? We had a great thing. Our coaches were out here with their shirts off. We were excited. And then it's like, whoa, we got hit in the mouth. How you spawn once you're hit in the mouth, that's what's going to make or break your season out.
That's my message if I'm on Donnie Atwaya's staff right now is that, hey, you did get hit in the mouth. Things didn't go exactly according to plan. you still have a halftime lead.
Yeah.
You're still up, right? The goal of the game isn't to win by 40. The goal of the game is to win. And right now, Timpview is winning. So I think everything feels good if you're Timpview. That's the message, is that, hey, we're on track. We're doing what we need to do. There's some things we can clean up, but we're still right where we want to be with a halftime lead.
Yeah, all the fourth down conversions, like I said, those are heartbreakers.
Yeah.
Defense, it's get that 3 and out. And then all of a sudden they get a fourth down conversion. They got an extra play. What happened here?
Yeah.
This doesn't work. And I don't know if Roy can continue getting those fourth down conversions, continue getting the 6-minute drives.
Yeah.
And that's where it's going to make a change in the game plans for Timpview and for Roy.
Roy leading time of possession right now, 14 minutes to 10 minutes. You talk about fourth down conversions. How about third down conversions? Timpview 6 of 8. Those 2 stops coming inside the red zone when they had to settle for field goals. So a little bit of a bend but don't break mentality defensively for Roy. I think that's how you have to approach it, right? Because Timpview is so good, and they've been able to get some early stops that have led to field goals. We'll see if they can capitalize off of that offensively. Anything you guys are looking for in this second half?
No, just more great special teams. They never settled for field goals. They excitingly attempted field goals.
For me, Roy's got to find an extra possession. I mean, if the bend don't break doesn't work, right? I mean, that's great. But if they're executing and you're just getting beat one play at a time, 6 yards at a time, you're going to run out of clock. Roy's got to find a way to steal a possession, because I agree with you, Dane. I don't think that they can get uber aggressive and get beat deep and have that home run ball. I think that's a bad recipe for Roy. But you've got to jump around. You've got to find a way to get an extra possession or 2 in this second half.
How big is this Timpview drive to start half number 2?
I think it's massive, because if you can score here, you're up by 2 possessions.
And if Roy gets a stop, what does that signal to them?
It says,
let's go,
game
baby.
on,
Yeah.
let's freaking get after it.
Believe, right? We heard that out of the Roy box and the press box. Believe. We'll see if they can believe. Logan Sella, 8 carries, 38 yards. I know that doesn't sound great, but if you can get 5 yards a carry with your most physical back, you do it. We'll see what Roy has in store. Second half kickoff right around the corner as we get ready to send it back to JJ and Sly for the second half of the 5A semifinal.
Welcome back to Rice-Eccles Stadium for the second half of this 5A state semifinal between the Timpview Thunderbirds and the Roy Royals. Timpview leads right now 12-10. Jeremiah Jensen, Stevens, and Sylvester back with you. You know, if I told you one team had 218 yards of total offense and one had 115, who do you think the teams would be? Playing a little quiz game
I think
here.
the time of possession, Timpview had the ball more, so I would say them, right?
Roy actually had the ball more by 4 minutes.
Really?
This blew my mind. That's why I'm asking this. Yet Timpview had 218 yards of total offense. Roy 115. But Roy actually felt like they had more success on offense. So statistically, this game is kind of strange in the first half.
Yeah.
So we're trying to feel this game out. Both teams are trying to feel this game out. I think it's going to be really interesting to see how this all comes together in the second half.
Yeah, well, they took each other's punches in the first half, right? And so the second half is like, okay, I see what you got. No more playing around. Let's establish that. So it's going to be very exciting to see which team is just like, get ready to go. What play works? Is it the QB run game? Is it the toss sweeps to Robert Young? What is it going to be in the second half for each team? Because now it's go time.
Timpview's going to get the ball first to start the second half. We talked about how that is key. Trying to see, we were hoping to go to Mariluz Cook on the sideline. Not sure if we're in position or not to hear from Coach Solomona.
Yeah, this was I definitely think the second half is going to be go time for sure for both teams. So excited to see what punches they have. Of course, Timpview's going to start with the ball this half. So their first play is coming out of halftime. It's very scripted. You're going to see exactly what this team got, and then are they ready to go to finish this game and get to the state final.
So Roy will kick off, Timpview receive. Here we go. It's time to start the second half. Waiting for the TV timeout to conclude, and then we can get started.
Why do TV when you can straighten?
Sly's all in on 2024 technology. Stevenson Sylvester gets it.
Right. It's just easily more accessible, right?
We're proud and excited to bring this game to you wherever you're at across the world. I know we have people, relatives all over the planet watching this game right now. The cool thing about the stream is the reach it has, so we appreciate all of you watching wherever you might be as we broadcast live from the campus of the University of Utah here in Salt Lake City at Rice-Eccles Stadium. What a great opportunity it is for these young men to be able to play on this turf, and for the young men and women at Timpview High School, at Roy High School, to be able to come here and enjoy this experience as a student body. You get the bands here, you got the drill team, you got the cheerleaders. It all comes together here. And of course, the rowdy student sections on both sides of the stadium. And now we are ready to go as we begin the second half. Colby Froker puts the ball into the air, and no chance at returning that one. Timpview will start the second half at their own 20-yard line. Now I'm curious to watch, Sly, what adjustments did these teams make? Does Roy make an adjustment to Aston as a runner? Does Timpview make an adjustment to what Roy's throwing at them on offense? It's going to be fascinating to watch, as we're 24 minutes away from one of these teams punching a ticket to the 5A state championship game next Thursday.
That's the thing, is like there's a reason these guys are here in the state finals, right? You know, they're very accomplished teams. One team's 11-1, one team's 10-2.
Bubble screen. Roy does a good job bottling that up, a gain of about 1. Robert Sella playing both ways makes the tackle.
Yeah, I mean, most of these guys are playing both ways, right? You see Robert Young out of there, Sella out there.
Elenecki.
You see Isaiah Morris out there.
Aston in trouble. Just throws it away. So a great job right there by the Roy defense.
Great pressure.
They've got Timpview in 3rd and long. Roy fans bring the noise. 3rd and 8 officially from the 22. Aston has 3 receivers to his left. Takes a shot to the left side of the field. Great job by Elenecki coming up and defending that. Sorry, that was Rhett Slater.
Yes.
Rhett Slater, number 11, comes up and bats the ball away, covering Kenan Pula. And Timpview's got a punt. Roy, this is a big win for them.
Yeah. To
get Timpview's offense off the field, a 3-and-out to start the second half.
Roy had one punt in the first half, and Timpview didn't, right? Now Timpview starts out with a punt. And this is what you wanted to do. You come out in this second half, and you stop their drive that they have. That's huge.
Not a good punt, but it does get a good roll. All the way into Roy territory. The Royals are going to have great field position. It's going to stop at the 42. So not a great punt, with the exception of it getting plenty of distance on the roll. And Timpview will take it.
I got a question. If it's a botched punt like that, and it's a low driver, so low that it hits the line of scrimmage, guys, does that count as a muff? Like, say somebody's hands was up around the line of scrimmage and the punt comes out so low that it touches somebody's hand around the line.
Would that then be considered a block, or is that a touch?
A muff.
That's a great question.
Because it's so far back here, I don't know.
That's a pretty wacky punt.
Yeah.
Direct snap to Robert Young. And he's having trouble against that front. They are swarming him.
Do not go sideways. Pick up as much as you can. This is a very fast, very big defense. If he can get 2 or 3 yards, that's what you want there. If you're not going to jump outside early, don't jump outside late. Second down here, but, even then so. This is going to be a very tight second half. This second half, I believe, should be a lot tighter. We got 4 strong here. This is going to be interesting. The inside receiver right there is ineligible. He cannot run a route, and he's blocking.
Robert Young up the middle. Young dancing around defenders. Now he's got the edge. Robert Young to the outside on the left. Inside the 40 down to the 34-yard line. What a run by Robert Young on the direct snap.
The blockers were so worried about going upfield, they got to get the guys from coming from behind first. Great play by Robert Young. Watch this individual effort here. First, the O-line does a great job of getting him to the second level, but once he gets there, he pops out and does a myriad of cutbacks to get to the edge there, and he had a convoy. The convoy was just so far ahead, they forgot the guys that are pursuing from behind.
They're still going with Robert Young. The Wildcat formation.
That's it. Yeah, this is an adjustment, right? We only seen one Wildcat play in the first half, and we're going straight Wildcat right here. And Drew Gardner's still on the sidelines. You're going to see Wildcat, and then, these safeties are going to come up, and then Robert Young, this amazing athlete, is going to throw it deep to one of these guys.
So Young in the backfield with Sella. Now they're going to go Sella direct snap. He's going to take it. He's got a blocker. He's fighting for the sticks. He comes up just short.
Great play. I like that a lot. Oh, man. That's creativity right there. Robert Young starts at quarterback. And then Sella is the Wildcat quarterback, but they run the almost option with him to fake the run and bring it back. There's so many things and possibilities that the defense has to worry about right there. This is interesting.
Quite an adjustment. 3rd down and 2. Young.
Get upfield.
Trying to get outside, and he does. First down, still going. Robert Young at the 10. 5. Touchdown, Roy. Robert Young. 26 yards, and Roy is back in front.
How about an all-Wildcat series?
That was quite an adjustment. We just got done talking at halftime. What adjustments are these teams going to make? That was fascinating.
Because I had no idea. I had no idea what they felt. Okay, that's going to work. Drew Gardner was on the sideline the entire time.
Yeah.
He wasn't even a blocker to come in as a possibility of returning quarterback right there. That is terrific. They're having some substitution issues here.
Are they going to go for 2?
Well, yeah. I mean, that would put them up 18 to 12. So they got to go. The play clock's running down. They got to go here. 10 seconds. 8, 7, 6. Gotta go.
Gardner's back out at quarterback.
Gotta go.
Can they get it off in time? 2, 1, they do. Gardner in the pocket looking for somebody open. Now he's in trouble. He's going to escape. Throws in the back of the end zone. Too high. Incomplete.
He had Isaiah Morris wide open right there, just to the inside of that. It would have been just like the Robert Young touchdown. He made the defense come up. But here's a good play. Look at the touchdown there. Robert Young, balance, right? Look at this. He almost trips on the turf monster.
Not even the turf monster can stop Robert Young today.
That guy is amazing. Look at that, to the edge, gets upfield, gets the first down, keeps his balance. That's why you got to wrap up when you tackle, right? You wrap up when you tackle. That's just amazing effort. Great blocking. You got to say great blocking by all of these guys. Continued effort throughout the play, right? Multiple blocks on that to spring him. You don't know which block was the block that got him the touchdown. But that was a great job by that team. We got an injury on the field.
We do have an injury while they're attending to that Roy player. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with Roy leading Timpview 16-12 in the 5A state semifinals.
You've been told that running is punishment. Let's help you make it your superpower. At Salt Lake Running Company, we're here to help you become a better athlete. From the gym to the track, SLRC offers all student athletes a 10% discount, free rewards, free custom shoe fits, and inserts that fit into athletic shoes and cleats. For 30 years, SLRC's award-winning customer service has helped student athletes find the perfect fit that keeps them training and competing. Shop in-store or online at slrc.com today.
At UCCU, we've learned that people prefer more. And not just more, but a lot more. That's why UCCU created Elevated Checking. Elevated provides everything you'd expect from the best checking account anywhere and more. A lot more. Like loan discounts, overdraft forgiveness, and free ATMs nationwide. Just visit uccu.com
and elevate your checking.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Finish your basement and raise the value of your home.
Or pay off your credit cards and get out of debt faster.
Nice. Or simply enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit ready for a rainy day.
To learn more, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
$8:42 left to play, third quarter. Now Timpview's turn. They get the ball back, and they'll start from their own 20. What a drive by Roy Sly, going with the Wildcat. It worked perfectly. They didn't get the two-point conversion, but that was a great start to the second half by the Roy offense.
Yeah, what I love about it is taking advantage of an opportunity. You got Timpview, who came out sluggish, right? Their first drive, it felt like they were, This is a state championship game. You take advantage of the moment, and they did there. So I liked their energy on that on that drive right there. All Wildcats, something different that Timpview hasn't been seeing.
There's their answer to the quarterback run. Aston did not have nearly as much space
4
to
yards,
run.
which is pretty good.
Still good, but not 10, 15-yard gashes that he was having in the first half. Second down and 6.
Yeah, I see here where Robert Young is. He's the blitzer. Offensive linemen aren't worried. First of all, Timpview has wide gaps, but I would bring Robert Young through the B gap to knock that out.
Aston looking, fires down deep. Adjustment made, intercepted.
Great play.
Interception.
Wow, Slater, oh my gosh. Great body position there. There was hand fighting on both sides, but he gets his head around and gets inside position there. Receivers trying to moss him. But watch Slater adjust his position. Slater adjusts his position here. It's just mano a mano. Who wants it more? Slater rips it away from him. Amazing job right there by Red Slater. They're showing the effort of being on the attack. This is what I'm talking about with aggressive play calling, aggressive situations. They understood on the Wildcat that was something that Timpview didn't know how to handle, especially with the execution level of Roy.
Gardner's back at quarterback to try to get the play off, and Roy had to call a timeout. Roy head coach Chris Solomona played football at Oregon, played big-time college football, and he's brought that toughness and that swagger to this Roy program, taking over for Freddie Fernandez, who did such a great job at his alma mater, building Roy back into a winner. And Solomona has taken it over, and he's taken it to another level.
Yeah, and it's great, right? We remember the Jackson Dart days.
Three-year starter at Roy.
Jackson Dart, right?
Jackson Dart.
I don't know why that sounded weird to me. Jackson Dart days at Roy before he went to Corner Canyon. They were a threat then, but couldn't get all the way to this moment here. But these guys are, as I said, they came in that first drive of the game, their first drive here in the second half. Their execution level is what I'm marveling at. They have executed at a high level. They are extremely locked in this football game, both offensively and defensively.
Jackson Dart, the Ole Miss quarterback, played 3 years as a starter at Roy. Parker Kingston, BYU special teams ace and receiver, was a quarterback at Roy. This program's starting to turn out Division I football players, and you're seeing some great talent here today. Robert Young, one of them, but he didn't get anything there. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10. Roy with great field position after the Slater interception. What a great athletic effort by Rhett Slater. So 2 Timpview possessions this half, a 3-and-out and an interception. Give Roy's defense credit. They made adjustments. You could see the adjustments they made on Aston as a runner.
Right. Knock that out quickly.
So now Gardner with 3 receivers to his right, 1 to the left. He's going to go to Sella.
Nice.
Logan Sella up the middle. All the way down to the 43-yard line. 3 yards short of the sticks.
Got a guy down on this play right here. But he stands up. Tough football team. Logan Sella does a terrific job of reading his block. And he's done this all season. The way he sets up his runs, he was heading outside, allowed the defense to go outside, kept it tight to his blockers, cut it right back inside, and was able to make that happen. Timpview takes a timeout.
And now Timpview has to take a timeout. And Sly, we saw yesterday, and obviously everybody saw on Saturday, the importance of timeouts in a game. And both teams have already had to take a timeout here early in the second half. You do not want to have to take timeouts in the third quarter. But both coaches having to make some adjustments here. Every possession matters, and there hasn't been many of them. We touched on the time of possession in the first half. There was a 4-minute gap between Roy, but it was pretty even.
Right.
But there wasn't a lot of possessions because both teams chewed up a lot of clock.
It did, and in games like this, you want to be able to possess the ball. It shows that you're more in control, unless you're scoring a lot of points, right? I.e., Timpview driving all the way down. That's why I say that drive was long, but they only got 3 points out of that. You know, and same thing with Roy. Roy's got down there and made that happen, take advantage of a field goal as well. But this is going to be a back-and-forth game. These are very evenly matched teams. And it's going to be exciting how this one finishes again.
Gardner, he trips to his right, rolls right. Now he's going to throw back left. Robert Young.
Great tackle.
Great job. Great defense by number 13, Sei Lesa.
Great tackle. Great instincts, great technique here. That would have been a big play because, one, everybody was on the other side. If he got away from him, I believe they had a convoy in front, and that would have been a big, big gain.
So 4th and 2, they're going for it from the 42. Gardner's going to throw it quick. Catch is made. Zay Morris has it. First down, Roy. all the way down to the 32-yard line. Boy, they go passing that 4th and 2 slide. That was interesting.
I mean, when they had a couple guys open, Drew Gardner was able to hold the ball for a little bit. Robert Young came open in the second window as well. A little inside, he comes open in the second window here, but Zay Morris was the target. That's what you want to do there. Tackle the catch, he doesn't get the first down, but you miss. And there's a big play right on him.
1st and 10 from the 32. Logan Sella right up the middle.
Look at that old line.
Into the heart of that defense, down to the 24-yard line, and that offensive line has been terrific today.
It's a great job by the right side of offensive line of stalemating and sealing them off.
Now Roy going tempo. Sella again, trying to get to the sticks, and does. First down. Oh, it's on the ground. Ball's on the ground. They did not blow it dead.
Ooh.
That felt delayed, but
yeah, because the ref was all the way up here at the 21, but he didn't blow the whistle. So yeah, the ball must have came out late there.
So they'll place it at the 24-yard line.
Got it back, 3rd down now.
That leaves it 3rd and 2. Sella had enough distance, but then
he's not one to fumble.
No, the ball got loose. So it's 3rd and 2. Gardner's going to hand it off to Sella. Up the middle, plenty of room to run for Logan Sella, down to the 10-yard line. What a job by that offensive line, giving him a gap.
Well, do you trust Sella? Yes.
Of course you do.
He fumbles, you
he's
give
injured,
him the ball
though.
right back. Make up for it, young man.
He's nicked up. Logan Sella just fell to the ground. That's a bad sign for Roy. Let's hope he's okay. They'll attend to him quickly. It didn't look like it was anything lower body, but we don't know.
Yeah, that it's a little rough. I hope he comes out of this. He's a dominant and key player on this team, both offensively and defensively.
A big physical runner. He takes a lot of contact, and he took a lot there on the way down at the 10-yard line. He's going to get up. That's a good sign. Logan Sella's back up, headed to the sideline. Let's hope that he can get back into this ball game. He's got them down at the 11-yard line, 1st and 10.
It's a tough run.
Roy with a chance to take a 2-touchdown lead with 5:03 left in the 3rd quarter.
This Roy team is special. As we said, they've got a lot of talent, and these guys have been playing together for a while. And you know, it's crazy. That's why, you know, football is insane. You know, you got to have a winner and a loser every time, right? And that's the unfortunate thing about this sport, or about competition. But all of these guys set out on a mission at the beginning of the season. You can hear from school to school, we want to win a state championship. We want to get together. We've been putting in the work in the offseason to get to this point. And just to see your work come to fruition, you know you did all the right things in the offseason. We're still here on the TV timeout, but this is even if Roy scores here, by no means is this game over. Timpview is the type of team that can score quickly. You know, when you're facing a good team like Roy, I don't know how quickly that could be, but they have the potential to get out there and make things happen. So we'll definitely see here how this game finishes out. We're here, 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. It's going to be an exciting finish, I'll tell you.
It's been a great battle so far. Can Timpview's defense make a stand here, or will Roy take a 2-touchdown lead after the interception? 1st and 10 from the 11.
Wildcat.
Go Wildcat again with Robert Young. Logan Sella out of the ball game. Young up the middle, has a hole, fights his way down to about the 7 is where they'll mark him.
Sella comes back into the game.
Guess who's back? Logan Sella back on the field. We never want to see anybody get an injury.
No.
So it's always good to see anyone who was out there get back out on the field.
But I love this personnel formation. They take the quarterback out. Everybody's an option with this. You put an extra blocker in. Everybody's an option here.
Young following Sella. Cuts it up. Young fighting for yards down to the 4-yard line.
Yeah, they get 2 more yards and they get another first down. And they'll have first down and goal from the 1-yard line if they pick up this first down here. So they're etching forward. This is a formation that works for them. And don't forget, Robert Young, they try to pass with him in a sweep formation play design. So he can pass too. So Timpview can't get too aggressive because he'll dump it right over the top.
Same formation. Young, direct snap. Following blockers, cuts it up. Young fighting for yards, trying to get to that marker, and he does not.
He's a yard short.
Timpview has him short.
He's a yard short.
So do they kick a field goal?
No, you got to go for it.
Or do they go for it?
Because you got them backed up for 1. You have a 6-point lead. No, you have a 4-point lead. You have your opportunity to have them backed up, and you have an opportunity to put more points on the board. I think you go for this here. Your defense is playing well.
They can get a first down at the 1-yard line. So it's 4th down and 2 from the 3. Same formation. Young up the middle.
He's got it.
He's short. Timpview stops him.
Is it? That's going to have to be measured. I believe he's got it. Oh, no,
the referee signals Timpview ball.
Oh.
They came up short. They're going to mark it at the 2, a yard short.
Well, as you said, you have them backed up. They're calling first down Timpview. You have them backed up. So your defense has got to come out. Again, what's worked for them? They haven't really ran the ball effectively aside of the QB run game here. Things that have worked for them and what they can't do here is behind the line of scrimmage passing. They do something behind the line of scrimmage, you're in the end zone, so you can't do that. But QB run game, and then you got Jaron Pula down here at the bottom of your screen against Isaiah Morris.
They're going to go run. Roy stops him. No gain.
Back to the line of scrimmage. And he's pumped up right there. Senior Justin Flores with the big stop right there. That's a team effort. Team stop right there. Here they go.
Aston was going to run, and now we have a stop and play. Timpview takes another timeout. That's their 2nd timeout of the 2nd half.
What?
2 timeouts in the 3rd quarter.
The 4th quarter? Oh. I don't know if they knew what they were going to run and Roy was in a good defense for it or what, but you wasted 2 timeouts? That is no bueno, especially when you're down 4 right now. You're going to have to punt the football backed up, essentially only 12 yards right now. The 10 yards in the end zone and 2 yards on the field right now. That's a tight punt formation right there. Oh, it's got me all excited. I don't know what they're going to do. Here, I would shade a safety over to Jaron Pula's side. I think they're going to motion. Going to motion over there, so he has single side. Christian Samuels is lined up. Oh no, they went trips that way. I said you got Robert Young over there. False start, half the distance to the goal. Oh. Are they going to call Roy for taunting and trying to make the offensive line jump?
That's exactly what they're doing.
Disc insertion. Number 95 of the defense. That penalty will be 5 yards. Remain second down.
I haven't heard it called like that, but that's a huge call right there.
2nd and 5 now from the 7. Timpview has a little more room to operate. Aston's going to run. QB run again, and he's got the first down. Out to the 14-yard line.
Yeah.
So that 5-yard penalty makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Now Timpview's got some room and momentum. 1st and 10 from the 14. Aston going deep, takes a shot, open. Catch is made at the 45-yard line. Dennis Tuaone, a freshman, and he gets flagged for taunting.
Is that taunting?
They're not letting you celebrate after a catch.
Oh, I don't think that was taunting.
After the play, dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 12 of the receiving team, of the offense.
Okay.
It'll be 15 yards. Result first down.
Well, here's the thing. Now you know. The referees are calling that.
They've called that twice.
Right? So don't act like it's something that's brand new. Stop doing stuff after the play.
That pushes them all the way back to their own 41-yard line. They go to the run game. A nice run on first down. Go with Ice-Analiai on that run. We need to say Aston has done a tremendous job filling in for Rasmussen at quarterback.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
I've been really impressed with him today. He had that interception, but that was a great play by Slater.
Yeah, that was an unbelievable individual effort by Slater.
He's been effective in the QB run. He's been a dual threat, and he's connected with his receivers on some deep balls that have put a lot of pressure on this Roy defense.
And Roy takes a timeout.
It'll be 2nd and 5 from the 46. Timpview's coming back out. I'm not sure what Roy's doing.
Well, they took their timeout, so they're taking every second of it.
(16-12), 1:40 remaining in the 3rd quarter. This has been a terrific football game. Just like yesterday, we're off to a great start today. 2nd and 5 from the 46. They go run. He's got a lot of room to run. Cuts it up inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line. Ice-Analiai.
So it's very easy for the quarterback to make a decision to throw it out on an RPO or a run game. Does the defense have enough people in the box? Do they have 6 or 7 people in the box? If they got 5 or 6
Aston
people in the
taking a
box,
shot. Pula. Catch at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, as we said, they can score quickly.
Remember the disconcerting calls.
Yeah, that disconcerting call turns out to
Gave them what they needed to get out of the goal line, and here comes Timpview. Aston, quick hitter. Pula can't catch it. Oh, he did catch it, but he pays the price. Bounced around there, and he secured it.
It bounced off of his blocker's back. And then he caught it.
So that defensive stop by Timpview is coming up huge here. Roy could have elected to go with the field goal that would have given them a 7-point lead. They go for it, they come up short, and now Timpview can take the lead back here. 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line. Aston's going to hand it off. Naliai into the end zone. Touchdown, Timpview. The Thunderbirds are back on top.
Got behind that offensive line and let them handle business there. After the disconcerting call, they run the QB run game, get first down, and then they just take shots. How about that? Here's a strategy for you. Take shots, running game worked. Here, that's something that they're figuring out. Look, Roy's going a lot of 3 down front right there. Run the football. They got less people than you.
Thornock with the extra point. It is good. Timpview has a 3-point lead after the 6-yard touchdown run by Ice and Aliai.
So now it goes to what you were talking about on last drive for Roy. Should they have kicked the field goal instead of going for it on 4th, right? I mean, I said I would have went for it just as they did. But, you know, that begs the question, is that a situation where we should have done that, right?
Decisions. And we saw yesterday decisions and how they impacted games. That's why this game is so great. You've got to make those decisions one way or the other, and it impacts the result in close games like this with so much on the line, so much at stake. Every possession matters, every play matters. And just like yesterday, we're seeing that so far here. 39 seconds away from the end of the 3rd quarter. Again, the importance of Thornock getting this ball into the end zone. Roy with 2 deadly returners in the back. They would love to get a shot here. Nope. Touchback comes out to the 20. So Roy will start a very important drive from their own 20-yard line. Let's see if they can respond.
I mean, you got the whole 4th quarter, yes, but I think you said it, man. It's it's go time right now. You gotta make those drives that you had all the way down there.
That was such a momentum shift there to go from Roy punching Timpview in the face to start the half.
Right.
You're down to the goal line and you come up short, and then Timpview turns right around and does that.
And you failed.
Roy's got to be mentally strong here.
And you failed on 2-point conversion.
Yes. Gardner at quarterback. Gonna go Sella up the middle. Nice run in between the tackles, which he does so well. He's out to the 27-yard line. They'll mark him at the 26. Let's see, that could be the last play of the quarter.
Yeah, they're going to let the time go out here and take this to the 4th quarter. Timpview comes back. Yeah, Timpview comes back and makes a big play. That's exactly how you got to respond. You take your opportunities when they're presented. They made it happen.
All right, that is the end of the 3rd quarter. Timpview leads Roy 19-16. In this 5A state semifinal game, we'll have 4th quarter action coming up. But first, where is Mariluz? I think we see her over in the Roy student section.
Correct. I'm blending right in. I'm here with Taylor, who is a senior here and is the student section leader. The name of the student section, the Royal Plague. I think that's one of the best ones we've heard so far. Now, Taylor, you were telling me a little bit about these crowns and how they were acquired. They're from Burger King. This isn't an ad, but tell me more.
Yeah, so we're the Royals here, obviously the royalty, so we went and got our crowns because we respect our crowns, we respect the royalty that we bring to the game and to our school. So we went and got these crowns from Burger King and everyone's wearing them proudly here.
It's a lot of crowns that Burger King had to give you.
Yeah, they gave us 500, so anyone who wants them, come and get one.
There you go, me included, apparently. Now, when it comes to this student section, we've had a lot of them telling us that they're the best in the state. What do you think sets the Royal Plague apart from other ones?
I think everyone here has fun, and our team is amazing, which carries us and makes us better each and every game, and we love it. It's so much fun, and we're positive. We never hate on the other team. It's just us, and we love Roy.
We love that. We love some kindness. Now, this team, 11-1 this season. How do you describe what it's been like to be a part of this student section cheering them on?
Oh, it's so much fun. I mean, losing is never fun, but we win almost every single game, and we love it. It's awesome to come and know that we're going to win and do awesome every single time.
Well, best of luck to your team moving forward, and thank you for allowing me to be a part of the Royal Plague here.
Yes, thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Back to you guys.
Mariluz, I got to ask you, you were Miss Utah. That was an impressive crown, but where does the Burger King crown in the Royal Plague rank?
I'm going to say the Burger King crown feels even better. It's pretty cool. I feel very accepted right now by a bunch of high school students. There's nothing better.
Once again, Mariluz is royalty, even here at Rice-Eccles Stadium.
Thank you.
For the 5A state semifinals.
That's crazy. That's great. That's
Royal
great.
Plague.
You know the Burger King is the joint after school, right? You gotta go. You gotta stop at Burger King. That's probably where the big hangout is. But hooked them up with 500 crowns.
How about that?
That's good marketing, right?
I think Burger King owes us a check.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Go find that creepy king that's wandering around town.
Look at this initial alignment. Look how far apart the alignment splits are here. It's an interesting first set. We'll see if they shift back into a tighter formation here, but I'm the linebacker. I'm blitzing this.
Second and 4. Robert Young, direct snap. Fighting for yards. He's short. Ooh.
That's a flag.
That's going to elicit a personal foul penalty.
Yeah.
The pile driver on Robert Young. Young is okay, but that's going to cost Timpview 15 yards.
Yeah, this is excessive, unnecessary.
I
think it's him landing him on his head, too.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness, number 0. 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, it was excessive. You had him wrapped up. That's all you had to do.
We have another Roy player that's on the ground right now. That is not Robert Young. Man, that was a sequence. So Young stopped short of the sticks, but the 15-yard penalty puts Roy all the way to the 43-yard line. Again, we saw a penalty on Timpview's last drive benefit them and get them started. So we'll see what this does for Roy on this drive to start the fourth quarter. Still attending to a player. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back with fourth quarter action. Timpview leads Roy 19-16.
Your car carries you and those you love through the days and years. It deserves the best care you can give it. At Burt Brothers, we can help with that. We've been doing it better than anyone else since 1991, and we'll keep doing it to get you through all the important moments on life's roads. Because cars are more than how we get from here to there, they're how we get from there to here. Find your nearest store and discover special offers at burtbrothers.com.
Another injury. We hope to get that young man back on the field here soon. 11:46 left to play in the game. 5A semifinal. A spot in the championship game next Thursday on the line. Gardner back in at quarterback for Roy. Sella up the middle. He's got a chance. One man to beat, and he can't, but what a run. Man, this has been a physical game, and you see Sella had an issue earlier in the game, and now he's banged up again. But what a run by Logan Sella.
It's a very aggressive tackle right here. He lands on Kenan Pula's legs right there. It might have knocked the wind out of him.
Let's see. Now that was Pula that made the tackle, Kenan Pula. Oof, physical play. Sella was already banged up. With that run, he ended up down to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, I tell you what, there's a lot of guys in this football game. They're going to need deep ice baths.
Oof, this has been physical.
Ice baths. This has been a very physical matchup today. Both running the ball extremely effectively. Both taking their shots. It's been very creative offense on both sides. Defenses have been playing lights out as well. Sella gets up there. Great job. Hope to get him back into the game soon.
Coach Solomona out there checking on his player. What a warrior Sella's been all season long.
Yeah, all season long, correct. To give him the game we called earlier, this guy gets a good amount of carries per game. He's a big feature on this offense. He makes that happen. 163 carries this season for 1,165 yards.
Just almost plays a fullback position. He just runs so physical between the tackles, but he shows you
He's
there.
got great vision.
He's got great vision, and he has enough speed to break big ones.
Yes.
And he was one guy away there. So Roy in business At the Timpview 34-yard line, 1st and 10. Gardner, Young. Robert Young cuts it up, spins, and gets to the 34. Nice run on 1st down.
5 yards on 1st down. That'll get it done.
Sorry, that's the 29-yard line.
That'll get it done.
5-yard run for Young on 1st down. Guess who's back?
He just needed a break.
They got some magic spray over there or something. Give me that.
A quick breather.
Gardner in trouble, gets out of the pocket. Then we got a flag. Gardner throwing it deep in the end zone. Catch is made.
But out of bounds.
Out of bounds. It's not going to matter. There's a hold in the backfield.
You still got to make the call either way. Are they calling it incomplete or a touchdown? Even if there's a hold in the backfield, you got to make the call.
You got to make the call. You're right.
Holding, number 65, offense. 10-yard penalty. We play 2nd down.
All right.
So a setback for Roy.
Yeah,
and a bonus for Timpview.
Definitely holding.
Yeah, it was an easy call.
Yeah, you got to call touchdown or incomplete pass. That looked like a good catch to me. But
it was a great effort by Ecke.
Yeah. Either way, you know, it's 2nd down now and 14.
Gardner's going to go empty. He's got 5 receivers. Timpview's bringing 3. Now Young comes back in the backfield. Receiver screen for Zay Morris. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Just short. They're going to mark it at the 36. So it'll be 3rd and 12.
Yeah. It's deep here, so now they bring in all these receivers. They got to get as much athleticism on the field as they can, and we said they got skilled players now.
Another thing to keep in mind here, Sly, is they are approaching field goal position.
Yeah, with Froker.
Froker has a strong leg, so they could get that 3 points here.
Here's the thing, there's no guarantee the ball's going to any certain person. Everybody's eligible here.
Gardner bounces out of the pocket, looking downfield. Connects, no, it's dropped. Ecke had a shot, could not bring it in.
Okay, so this would be a 53-yard field goal. Can Froker kick this? Froker can kick this. Yeah, they're going to go. This is a 53-yard field goal they're about to attempt here. They got to go here. The play clock's running down.
So the snap will be from the 36. It will be held at the 43. That's a 53-yard field goal attempt for Colby Froker.
You got to go. Play clock's running down. Got to go. Unless you're going to call timeout.
3.
Yeah, they're not going to get this off.
1.
Timeout, coach. I know Timpview didn't take a timeout.
Delay game.
Like, did you purposely want to do that? I mean,
now it's a 58-yard field goal attempt.
The operation was so slow. Everybody was getting in there like they had tons of time.
Yeah, that was pretty casual, Sly.
Now a 58-yard field goal. Okay. Hey,
they're still going to go with it.
We've said it, and they're with the win, too.
Okay.
So Froker's got a leg here. Now can the accuracy be handled here? Let's see.
Colby Froker from 58 yards away. He's got the distance.
Good.
It's good.
Oh, man.
From 58 yards, Colby Froker.
Sign him up.
In the 5A state semifinals.
Yeah.
That ties the ball game at 19.
Shut up.
How clutch was that?
That was good from 60 plus.
He had plenty of leg. That hit the net. That went into the net.
It was a 58-yarder.
That didn't squeak over the crossbar. That went into the net.
He could have hit from 63. Like, it's not. That was nice. We said all game, Froker's got a leg. Extremely athletic. He's your punter. He's your deep kicker. He's a receiver. He does everything. All right, Froker, that was a heck of a kick right there. Love that. Yeah, that's huge. Ties the ball game back up, even, 0-0. Your defense comes out here, gets stopped. Now you know, for the game, if I can get to midfield somewhere,
you don't have to get down to the 10, 15-yard line to try to win a game.
You can get to your opponent's 45 and kick a 62, 63-yard field goal.
I mean, I don't want to take that for granted, but that was impressive.
But it's possible, and to know you have a weapon like that, that's huge.
What a kick, 58 yards. We are tied at 19.
9 minutes to go, let's go.
9:35 left to play. That's a returnable kick. He's gonna run out of bounds. That's Anahu Ambrosio. So Timpview.
Yeah, they kicked it all the way here, but the block was all the way on the other side. The return was all the way on the other side, so he had to run across field. Roy had the lane to cut him off. Okay, they get the ball in 17. Almost should have let it get a touchback.
The nose of the ball touching the 18-yard line. That's the official mark. 1st and 10, Timpview. They've got 9:27 to play with here. Right up the middle. Nice run on first down all the way out to the 24-yard line.
6 yards there.
Hunter Hopoate with the carry. Roy gets him short of the sticks. That was Isanaliai.
Here's the go. Are they going to go QB run game right here or what? Let's see.
3rd and short. 3rd and 2 to be exact from the 26. Roy's trying to get their fans hyped up. This would be a huge stop for Roy if they can get it. So many weapons for Timpview. So many options here in short yardage. Anahu Ambrosio's in motion. They're going to go with the run. Hopoate.
He's short. That's 4th down.
They marked him short. He's marked short.
I don't know. This
depends on which official.
The near side ref gave it to him. The far side ref didn't. Let's see what they got here. 1st down.
That's a 1st down.
Yeah.
It was close. The referee on this side gave it to him. The one on the other side had him short.
Inches, but yeah, that was very close.
Hopoate with the 1st. That moves the chains. New set of downs for Timpview from the 28. Aston throws. Anahu Ambrosio's got the catch past the 40. They get him down at the 44-yard line. Clock will run. So Timpview finding some rhythm on offense here. 8 minutes left to play for a spot in the 5A state championship game. Another run play. Timpview going real basic here. Naliai with that carry. And you're just waiting for them to go with that big shot they want to take. Maybe here, 2nd and 6 from the 48. Aston's going to carry this time. Aston up the middle.
The ball's out.
Ball's out. They got it back.
Great hit.
Boy, right place, right time.
Great hit by Eleneki right there.
Dennis Tuaone with the recovery. Yeah, that's out. But right in the hands of Tuaone, who just happened to be laying on the ground.
I'm telling you.
Ooh. Close call for Timpview. Elenecki forced it out.
That's why you got to run to the ball. There was 4 or 5 different Roy Royal defenders around there. If the Timpview player doesn't recover that is Roy ball and they can pick it up and run. You see Timpview has a guy down here.
If we can, let's open up the microphone for Mariluz Cook. Once
hey guys.
We've got her. Hey Mariluz, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How
We've
are
watched
you?
the Pula brothers make a lot of plays in this game, and I know you had a chance to talk to his parents.
I did. I had a chance to catch up with their mom, Kirsten, who was so kind, and she was telling me that they 2 of them, they're number 5 and number 6 out of 11 kids.
Wow.
Now, despite having as many siblings as they do, they are the only ones involved in football, and their knack for it was really discovered early on. So they started playing rugby at 5 years old in Hawaii, and then around 8 years old, they were here in Utah. They started playing football, and their little league coaches, or Pee-wee coaches rather, realized, hey, you know, they're really good at this. This is something that you should be cultivating. And so, of course, as any good parent will do, that's exactly what they did. And so when I asked Kirsten, I said, hey, how special is it for you getting to watch your 2 sons be on this field, make plays, and contribute so significantly to this team? And she said, this is so special. I really don't want this to end, and we know that it won't because they have another year here, of course, but then they're going to be going on to UCLA. The 2 of them committed there. And when I asked her, I said, why was it that they decided on UCLA? And she said, because of the brotherhood and the sense of family. And that's something that they've really felt here at Timpview, and something that, of course, they value, being part of such a big family.
Back to the action, Anahu Ambrosio. Thanks, Mariluz. We got a flag down. That could be a problem for Timpview. We'll see what the call is in the backfield.
Yeah, that is
holding.
That's joy.
Number 61 offense. Replay second down.
I mean, if I have twins, to see them do every sport growing up together and on this stage, and then they can go to college, potentially go to the pros.
Wow.
Together.
That's cool.
As a parent, you got to be like, yes, right? Yeah, but that's tremendous. This family is great. 11 kids. Well, they're definitely carrying on the family name.
6:48 to play.
There you go.
Aston on the quarterback run, and Roy gets him down.
You see that B-gap rush right there?
Yep.
That's exactly what you want to do right there. Hunter Webb rushes that B-gap from his linebacker position. Knocks out that, and that's great. You know, he's just assigned to the running back side and just blitzes that B-gap.
2nd and 18. Aston looking deep. Takes a shot over the middle. Incomplete.
Oh.
Elenecki comes over and breaks it up. Anahu Ambrosio was the intended receiver. That was close.
Yeah, it was.
Timpview almost got what they wanted there.
Elenecki had a beat on it, right? He did a great job reading it.
Outstanding.
But, when that ball's in the air, it's anybody's job right there, anybody's opportunity. You got to watch out for screen right here.
3rd and 18.
Honestly, if I'm Timpview, I'm taking a shot. I'm trying to get this first down. A lot of seam route screening goes right here, because if I'm punting it, I'm going to punt it and pin him deep.
They're going to go trick play here. Double pass. Now they're going to throw it back to the quarterback, Aston. Trying to get to the sticks, and he's short. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. I like the idea, and it was well executed, but 18 yards is just a little bit too much.
That's crazy. You know, they had multiple options, right? Double pass. Am I going to go deep, or am I going to go back here? Great throw, first off.
It's a freshman, Tuone, making that pass.
Tuone. But, okay, the deep pass isn't there. The quarterback's still a viable threat right here, which is awesome. He sneaks out. O-linemen are still in play.
They're going for it. 4th and 10 from the 38.
This is big. I don't know if I would have did this.
Aston is going to throw it, takes a shot deep. Incomplete is the call. Incomplete. He was going for Jaron Pula, and it's a turnover on downs.
What?
Let's see. Let's take a closer look. I don't know if our cameras are going to be able to give us a conclusive look. I just can't see. I don't have a sideline view.
Oh, he dropped it. He dropped it.
He dropped it.
He dropped the ball.
So it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, because I was like, his foot's down, but he dropped the ball there. He's got to possess it all the way to the ground, and he did not.
Ball's loose. That was an incomplete pass.
Yeah.
I think he had it. I think he had his foot in, but he could not complete the pass or the catch. Right. That's a problem.
That is
one timeout for Timpview left.
There's 5 minutes left. Roy does a great job of running the football. Timpview only has one timeout to potentially stop these guys. This is huge.
Ooh, here we go. 5:27 left. Saddle up. Sella tripped up, gets to the 39, about a gain of a yard.
Gets one here. Now they could get a 3 and out here, but I'll tell you, Roy's going to eat up all this clock, so you won't get the ball back. And in their scoring drive here in the second half, they went down in the field really fast. So they have that potential. But Roy's defense is playing well, and they know what you're going to do. So you can't lean on that as probably being, but.
And with Froker's range on the field goals, they only need 20 yards to be in position for a try. Gardner, option pitch, he's going to keep. He gets past the 40 down to the 43-yard line. It's a gain of about 4. Clock's melting down to 4:30. This is a big play right here. Timpview needs a stop to give their offense the ball back. If Roy can convert a new set of downs with the clock melting, they're not far from field goal range, as we just saw. Okay, they're going to go Robert Young in at quarterback, the direct snap. Sella behind him. Now it's Sella. And we got a stop and play, and Roy's going to take a timeout.
Yeah. Smart.
Because there was something that Coach Solomona didn't like.
Well, it's good. You know the play you're going to run, right? This is huge, right? You need your 3 points. And if you have the opportunity to do it, you do it. You recall it. Look, here, that wasn't going to work. Let's try this play. Bring your quarterback back in and run a play that you can get 6-7 yards. Because if you do that, one, you confirm it, and then you get the clock to continue rolling, and you get closer to Froker's range.
4 minutes, dead even left in the game. It'll be 3rd and 5 from Roy's 43-yard line. All even at 19. And there's those plays, Sly, we look back on special teams. Timpview missing the extra point. That's a factor. Roy going for it on 4th and goal when they could have kicked a field goal and came up short. But here we are, all tied at 19.
Missing their 2-point conversion.
4 minutes left. The 2-point conversion as well, yes. Gardner taking a shot deep, he's open. Zay Morris, caught! Morris, 10-5, touchdown Roy! 57 yards, and the Royals are on top. Timpview was not ready for that.
How about that call? Right? That's why
gutsy.
That's why you take the timeout.
Yeah.
I think the coach was going to take the timeout no matter what. Let me see how Timpview is viewing this. How do they want to defend this? Am I getting ISO on the outside? What am I doing here? Great call right there to go for it all. Oh, man, that was beautiful.
Ooh, a bounce on the snap. They handle it. It's
no
good.
matter.
That was big. They get the 7-point lead. Let's take another look at that Zay Morris touchdown catch. Gardner, what a throw.
Way to look
on
off the safety. Look off the safety, off the snap. Great job.
Now, when we did the Woods Cross Roy game, Zay Morris had a 102-yard pick six.
Pick six, yeah. So he's got speed.
So, and you know, it's interesting when the players, I guess when you think they're having a quiet day and all of a sudden, boom, they make that big play. Zay Morris is one of those guys that can Just like that, make a game-changing play for you.
We said that, right? I mean, they came in, I think it was on their last drive before they kicked the field goal. They subbed all these guys in. I'm just like, who do you pay attention to?
Yeah.
All of these guys are a viable option here. It's not like they got the number one option where they have to force it in there. This is Zay Morris, Colby Froker, your kicker. He's a great receiver as well. You got Sella, you got Robert Young. You can play anybody in these situations. This is a dangerous team here. You can see why they have an 11-1 record here this season.
Bad news for Timpview, you're down 7 with 3:51 to play. Good news, you're getting the ball back with 3:51 to play. You have one timeout, but with 3:51, they have time now to put together a solid drive and even the score. Could we have overtime once again? We started yesterday with an overtime thriller between Corner Canyon and Lehigh in the 6A state semifinal. Timpview would love to have that happen again here, or at least have a chance to win it at the end. 26-19, Roy leads Timpview. Pressure now on the Thunderbirds. Their championship hopes are against the ropes.
I mean, they got 4 minutes, 3:50. You know, don't fret. You're fine. You don't feel rushed. You got one timeout. You're good. Run your offense. If you're Ashton, you're totally fine. Run your offense. Don't feel panicked to rush this thing. Take what the defense gives you and make the right decision.
Froker's kick into the end zone for the touchback. So Timpview needs to go 80 yards in 3:51 to keep their season alive. They're going to turn to their senior backup quarterback, Suakai Aston, who has played very well today, filling in for Carson Rasmussen, who has an injury. Aston has been terrific, especially on the ground. Let's see what Timpview does here. From their own 20. Roy showing pressure, they bring it. Aston throws, plenty of room for Pula to make the catch. Jaron Pula up to the 30.
That's what you gotta do. They stop the clock.
Pula's nicked up. That's something to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Jaron Pula's got to come off with somewhat of an injury.
He's a tough guy right there, so he'll definitely be back.
So without Pula on the field, Aston against the pressure, throws, caught, quickly taken out of bounds.
Roy's got to focus on keeping these guys in bounds so the clock runs down here. Right now, there's no, Timpview's literally run 2 plays, gotten about 14 yards, and only 9 seconds have run off the clock. 10 seconds have run off the clock.
Riker Cordero with the tackle. 2nd and 6 from the 34. Aston threw behind the receiver, incomplete. So a crucial 3rd down here.
Double out route right there, double 5-yard out. Very safe play call right there.
Third and 6 from the 34. Aston takes a snap. It's a bad snap. It's at his feet, and he has to jump on it. Oh, of all the times for that to happen in a game. Of all the times.
Yeah, that skid across the ground.
Aston's fortunate he was able to get to it. It was low and went to his feet. Skimmed across the turf. He recovers, but that moves them back 4 yards. It's 4th and 10 from the 30, and they got to go.
Yeah, and remember, Jaron Pula is still a little nicked up.
Clock is running. We're at the 3-minute mark. Aston on 4th and 10, and we got to stop and play.
Call your timeout.
Timpview takes the timeout. And you know what, Sly? In this situation, it's probably, I know it's your last timeout, but
I mean,
it's go time here. You've got to have this.
Yeah, because, I mean, you know exactly what Roy's going to do. It's not tied up anymore. Roy has the lead. So Roy's going to drain that clock. You only got one timeout. If you can complete this here, very similar to how Roy executed on the touchdown on the last drive. You can see what you're going to get here. Slow it down. It's a very young football team. These are young kids here. Make sure they understand the situation, what they're looking at, what they should be looking at on this potentially season play right here. This is your season.
This is it.
4th down and 10 from your own 30.
They got to have it.
Gotta have it. So yes, take the timeout. I just wish you had had more.
The Roy sideline, their fans are fired up. They know what this means. They get a stop here. They can all but punch their ticket to Thursday state championship game. Timpview, they gotta have a conversion here. They need 10 yards to maintain possession. 4th and 10 from the 30. Here we go. 3:01 on the clock. Aston, empty backfield. Looking, fires down the field. Incomplete. No flags. Roy takes over on downs, and now we've got a late flag after.
Yeah, taunting.
After the play is over.
You see how it's called? They called it both ways. They called it on Timpview, and that's taunting on Roy.
Oh boy.
But they'll take it.
Post-play.
Yeah. That's taunting.
Right there. Yeah, you can't do that.
Can't do that.
They've been very consistent. You can't do any of the signaling a first down in your opponent's face. You can't do the it's over stuff. You can't do any of it. You can't do that.
Yeah.
After the incomplete pass, dead ball, unsportsmanlike number 7 of the defense. The ball will turn over. That penalty being enforced 15 yards, first down.
I think they're all right.
I don't think they care.
No, not at all. You got a 7-point
They get possession.
Lead. Ew, get that off the screen. You got a 7-point lead.
2:55 left, Sly. You have no timeouts.
Your opponent doesn't have any timeouts. I mean, you can kick a field goal here too. We know you're.
They're almost already in field goal range, which would also ice the game. So.
Right. So just run this.
Okay, Timpview's loading up for the run.
Run that ball. 5 seconds. Got to go.
They got Sell in the backfield. There's no doubt what they're doing here. Sell is going to carry it.
Can't lose yards.
Fighting for yards. Gets up to the 43-yard line.
You should go Wildcat again. Get the ball in Robert Young's hands. And I would just run the ball as much as you can here. Take every second off that clock. But you cannot lose yards.
A first down all but ends this game. They're 8 yards away.
Here's the thing. You're getting solo on the outside because they're going to try to stop the run here. And lost the yard.
A push up to the 42. They'll give him 1 yard on that.
Got a yard.
Okay, the clock continues to run. 2 minutes and counting.
Yeah, and so this is your 3rd down play. I would run it off left tackle, get back more in the center, help your kicker out here.
It's crazy that we're in field goal range right now in a high school football game, but we are. Take the snap, Sell on the run, Sella cuts it up. Ooh, just short of the sticks.
Nice.
Okay, so you're Roy, what do you do? It's down to 1:15 and counting.
I kick this guy. I'd run it all the way down.
You can take it down to almost 40.
No, I'd take it all the way down to run your play clock out, call timeout, kick this field goal. Look where the ball is. Kick the field goal, ice the game, because there's nothing Timpview can do at that point.
Yeah.
4th and 1.
So they can take a timeout at
your timeout.
41. And then make their decision. Kick it.
Have Froker bring those blue shoes out here.
Now kicking comes with the risk, Sly.
Block field goal.
You could be a block field goal. You could have a bad snap. And then you could give Timpview another shot at midfield.
Which we did see on that extra point. It was a little funky on the snap, but you know who your long snapper is?
With this offense, with the guys you have, you need a yard, and you put the game away with 1 yard. If I'm a coach, I'm trying to decide what I want to do here. What has less risk?
You got 40 seconds.
Because do you look on the other side and they got Jaron Pula?
I know. I don't
you need one jump ball and all of a sudden your lead is gone.
I don't give another opportunity. You had a 4th down here that you didn't convert.
Yep.
I kicked the field goal. You kick the field goal, 10-point lead. If they score, so what? The game is really over at that point. You know you can do it. You have one of your best players is your long snapper in Sella.
Okay. Let's see what they do. Froker's coming out. They're going to kick. Okay.
They just got to block this up. It's going to be all-out blitz right here.
Froker's going to place the tee at the 43-yard line. It's a 53-yard attempt to put Roy into the 5A semifinal. The snap is back. The hold is down. The kick is up. It is good! With 35 seconds to go, Roy takes a 10-point lead on a 53-yard field goal by Colby Froker. And this is all but over. Timpview brought the rush. They almost got there.
Yeah, they did.
But once again, Froker right down the middle from distance. Amazing leg.
I'm texting the Utah recruiting department right now.
If he's not kicking for Utah next year, I don't know what to tell you, Sly.
I know
right? BYU's pretty confident in their kicker, but if there's any recruiting coordinators out there watching, there's no reason why Froker doesn't have a scholarship right now. Montana State. We just were told that he's committed to Montana State.
I mean, he could
which is an FCS juggernaut. It's a good program.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
I'm just saying.
He could decommit.
If I'm an FBS school, if I'm a Power 4 school, and I'm watching this broadcast, I want that kid kicking the ball for me when spring football starts. I'm just saying.
Oh, yes, for sure.
But, hey, congrats to Montana State. You got a real one. What a kick. And you look back, Sly, and Froker's leg was a big difference in this ball game.
Huge. In tight football games like this, special teams matters. We seen it yesterday. And this kid can get a touchback every single time, kick a 58-yard field goal like it was nothing. He's extremely athletic. He had huge punts in this game, too. He's got a deep leg as a punter as well. This is a very talented kid right here, and they needed everybody. They needed Robert Young. They needed Drew Gardner. They needed Sella. They needed Zay Morris. They needed this offensive line today. The big plays on defense. Hunter Webb coming up multiple times. The big plays by Rhett Slater and Jackson Schofield. These guys came up big for this team today. They iced the game. There's nothing. You just keep Timpview inbounds.
Yeah, you give Roy credit. They didn't give Timpview a chance. And the execution today by Roy on both sides and all phases, with the exception of that drive that, Aston's taken down on the sack.
Is that the first
clock
sack
will
of the
run.
day? It would have been the second sack, the muff snap on the last drive. And yeah, they're getting to him now. But this is where you want to be as a defense. You want to be able to just let loose, get after the quarterback, nothing to worry about. It's great.
Taking a deep shot, intercepted. Robert Young's got it. He's going to return it. Now he's going to slide, and Roy can punch their ticket to the 5A state championship game in Royal Bliss on the east sideline. They're going nuts. Everyone's headed to the burger bar after this.
All right.
Get ready, Roy. Here they come.
Burger bar. And that's it.
That's the ball game. The clock ticks down to 0. The Royals have done it. They've taken down the defending 5A state champs. And now it's the Royals' turn to celebrate on the turf of Rice-Eccles Stadium. They will have a chance to win a state title. 29-19 is the final.
This was a great game.
What a football game. It was tremendous. Congratulations to Timpview on another great season. They finished the season 8-3. Region championship. Another trip to Rice-Eccles Stadium. Death taxes and Timpview in the semifinals. We see them here every year. But this Roy team is special. They've got some special athletes. They've got an experienced line. Great coaching. Coach Solomon has done such a tremendous job with this program, and now they get a chance to play for a state title. What a bounce back after last year, Sly. We were there for that upset against Alta. The Hawks took them down on their home field. Roy had their hearts set on it. They expected to go to Rice-Eccles Stadium, and they came up short. This time, the same group came back. And not only did they get here, they're coming back for one more game on Thursday. See right there, number 66. Bo Brown.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about right there.
And like we said, man, it sucks. You know, you have to have a winner and a loser in these games. All these teams set out all season for this one opportunity. And it comes down to it, you know, and Timpview, great team, as we know coming in here, stacked team. They have amazing people all across the roster. Backup quarterback comes in. Ashton, he does a terrific job today. But this was just an absolute awesome game tonight.
All right, let's go down to Marilyn Cook, who's got a couple of Roy Royals standing by.
Oh, yeah, a couple of the key contributors here, Robert Young and Colby Froker. Robert, I want to ask you about your teammate here who was kicking the ball like it was nothing today. What was going through your mind as you were seeing him make some key contributions there?
Honestly, I kind of just I know he's going to make the kick, so I make sure I have a good hold so he can kick.
Full confidence in him over there. Now, I want to ask you, same thing of Robert on the other side. Watching him play and being his teammate, what is that like?
It's awesome. It's really, truly a blessing to have him and Keely come up from Hawaii. Like, they have just been so important for this team and so crucial over the last 3 years. And, like, there's no one in the state that has played a better season than Robert Young this year. And just being alongside of that and being able to be his teammate through it all and his friend, like, it really is awesome, and it really is a blessing to have them with us.
Now, the two of you are both seniors, and I have to imagine that it's pretty significant to now be advancing to the state championship and to take the defending state champs out of the way there. What is the feeling for you, Robert?
We were going into this game, we were just excited, man. Like, we never faced anybody like Timpview yet, so like we were so ready for a good challenge.
How do you put into words at this point now, 12-1 on the season? What has it been like being a Royal?
It has been the best decision of my life to switch from Fremont and come here for my sophomore year. I think that really changed my whole career. It changed everything and how, like, I'm able to play at the next level now. And I just really think being at Roy is the best move I possibly could have made.
I want to congratulate the two of you now advancing to the state championship. Congratulations, guys, and back to you guys in the booth.
Mariluz, thank you. Both of those guys contributors. But Sly, we got a list. I mean, you got Zay Morris with the game-winning touchdown catch, basically put him ahead for good. Drew Gardner did a great job. The play calling. I thought that coming out in the second half with the Wildcat was absolutely genius by the coaching staff.
Right.
Roy did so many things today,
right?
With their execution, and their play, their scheme. Just everything was sound. And I'm trying to go through. There's not a lot of moments in this game where Roy didn't execute well or wasn't prepared or didn't meet the moment with a lot at stake.
I mean, we noticed it coming out, right? We said that the Roy looks really focused. Their initial drive, that was great game plan, the execution. I love that part of football, the methodical, the thought process in preparing for an opponent. And you see Roy took that seriously. These guys are talented all across the roster. We covered this game. We covered their game against Woods Cross early this season, so we got to look at them. We covered Timpview early this season. Got to look at them as well. This matchup was something that I was looking forward to all season, and we got to see it. And it came down to the end, and one team just made more plays than the other, and it was an electric matchup. Now Roy's in the state championship.
Royal Bliss, the Royals are going to play for a 5A state championship. Who will they play? Will it be their rival Bountiful in Region 5, or will the Brighton Bengals find a way to get to that championship game on Thursday? We will find out starting in 36 minutes. Kickoff for the next 5A state semifinal is in 36 minutes. We'll have that action coming up. For now, I cannot wait to hear what the KSL Sports Rewind guys have to say about that one. Roy takes down Timpview 29-19.